Hello, one and all. Hello, America. Hello, world. This is the Voluntary Viewing 2023 Top 10's Spectacular, where your three hosts rank, debate, fight, agree, connive, scrape with one another until we have the definitive top 10 best video games, television shows, and movies of the year 2023. Other people might have their own rankings. They are wrong. They are wrong and they should be ashamed. On the podcast today, we have a man who they thought it was Panera's lemonade that was making people's heart explode. No, it was Andrew Clark's blood.
I hope my blood is not making people's heart explodes, because otherwise
you've been donating blood.
I have to make a call to the Red Cross. Yeah, I donate blood like once a month.
For decades, Andrew's been donating blood.
I've inadvertently killed dozens of people.
Yeah, at least.
Do they have a mechanism to trace it back to you to let you know, hey, your blood, extra good, like really good at saving lives? Or the opposite?
I don't think they trace back like the end result. I mean, maybe if there was some sort of outbreak and they had to do an epidemiology sort of situation, they would. I mean, they do track my specific units of blood. I have, numbers in my account. I can see where the blood went. I know that my blood went to this hospital on this day. But there's no kill count under that. There's no K to D ratio.
Yeah, there's no kill
Red
death
Cross file.
This is how powerful Andrew Clark is as he enters this arena, everyone. He knows where all of his blood is at all times.
Do you?
See, here's my thing. I want to live forever. And I know that practically, that's not going to work. But if I can put enough of my DNA in other people, then now they're me.
Now they're you. Yeah,
I've never received a blood transfusion. I'm 100% Andrew Clark.
Oh.
And there are a couple dozen people out there that are somewhat Andrew Clark.
A certain percentage Andrew Clark.
I've duplicated my own essence multiple times. And, I think that's going to make me live forever.
Yeah, theoretically.
Also on the podcast today, you all thought it was Josh Peck who dropped the first atomic bomb. No, it was Ryan Holt, and he will do it again.
Oh, my finger's on a fucking hair trigger. Watch out, all of you in the Great Lakes region. You've had it too good for too long.
You're going after home?
It's time.
Well, the second cities, they won't be prime targets in a nuclear holocaust. Think again.
Yeah, they're a prime target in my nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, Russia, they'd maybe go after Chicago and some military bases in Wisconsin.
They don't know what the fuck Chicago is. They're like, oh, there's people that live there. That's it. I ain't got shit.
You don't think wait, hold on. Nuclear Armageddon. You think Chicago's safe?
I don't think they're gonna go after Chicago as like a tier 1 city.
I think when this happens, you go after everywhere.
Okay, like Springfield,
this is not like a pinpoint strike. This is every single thing that could possibly be a target and all the bombs are going off at once.
I mean,
I'm sure Chicago would get hit, but like if they're like going for it, like they're like let's hit these strategic targets. These are tier 1, baby. Then I don't think Chicago makes that list.
But tier 2 targets isn't like several months down the line. That's 10 seconds later.
I don't know how it works, man.
I mean, listen,
I do. I've been there.
You've done it.
Is this Russia as they exist in the movie Red Dawn, or Russia as it exists in reality, which lost like 80% of its standing troops during, still trying to invade Ukraine?
I don't know. Like I saw that number and my gut reaction was that has to be propaganda. But that is game over numbers. It was like 87% of its military is currently dead. There's no fucking shot.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, that was a major part of the conflict was how they had all this like Cold War era shit that just didn't work anymore because it sat in a warehouse with some fucking oligarch like who has absolutely no qualifications whatsoever watching over it and maintaining it. And then they were like, "Oh, it's time for war." And they were, "Ooh, turns out this doesn't work anymore."
Y'all
So
got any WD-40?
yeah, I think they're gonna put the good nukes on DC and New York and shit like that. I don't think Chicago. Chicago
We're not
gets one
getting
of the
good nukes.
yeah, Chicago gets one of the leftovers that they're like, well, if it doesn't hit, oh well, it'll be fine.
Hey, listen, I'm doing the fuel analysis on this one to launch this missile. We're actually losing money by nuking the city of Chicago. I don't know if I don't know if we want to go to
Cost
Kremlin
benefit.
on this.
Yeah,
I don't
really,
get enough utils out
Yeah.
of bombing Chicago.
You hit a point of diminishing returns once you hit the top 8 metropolitan areas in the United States. You don't really got to keep going. Chicago's fine.
And then last but not least, I, as always, am somehow still Lucas the writer. I don't know. You got an issue with me? You got an issue with anything I'm putting out into the world? Any of my boys? I'm using boys in a non-gender way. We cool, you a boy to me. Yeah, I'll meet you in any parking lot in the Los Angeles Valley, and yeah, we'll see how that works out.
San Fernando Valley. Throw down, baby.
That would be an interesting valley. Parking, well, free parking lots around there. So actually,
yeah,
really cost effective.
right.
You know, if you're looking for a little extra cash, I bet if you like advertised a standing fight invitation in a parking lot, like you set up a ring,
Yeah.
you wait around and, you know, charge a certain amount of money to fight you. I think you could make a lot of money. I think a lot of people would be like, there's a guy on the internet that wants to get into a fight and he's 5 miles away. It's like the porn ad. Like there's horny grandmas with 9 miles within your location. And there's angry Lucas within 5 miles of your location, and he wants to fight.
Yeah,
I think you can get some takers.
You know,
for it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
we can make this happen. But before then, we got to fight linguistically and potentially cattily to determine the top 10 games, shows, and movies of 2023. Chances are, if you're listening to this, you've heard us do a previous one of these. But if you're brand new, we start each category, 10, work our way up to number 1, take turns pitching a piece of media that fits that category. You need 2 votes to get something locked in. So, of course, there is a ton of backstabbing, a ton of calculations. And, of course, not everything's going to make it by the nature of collective list making. However, this is our list. This is the voluntary viewing top 10s list. So it is objectively the correct one. What do we want to start with this year?
We usually do it in order, right? Do we know what the order is?
Yeah.
What we
Oh,
left off on last year?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I can't change it now. That's not fair.
Oh.
I left a show off my list accidentally.
You can change that. We've done that in the
Sure.
past.
Um,
If you've watched a show already and you just forgot about it,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I meant to put Invincible instead of Vox Machina on my list. Is that allowed to be changed?
yeah.
I'd go for it.
All right.
you should do
Not
it.
in that category yet. Although interesting that Vox Machina is just deleted and not bumped down at all.
I went over my list again yesterday in preparation, and I bumped Vox Machina down a point
Yeah.
because, like, looking back on it, it just was not as good season 2. And I forgot to rank Invincible because I didn't put it on there because we got halfway through the season and then it went on brief hiatus. So I did not actually rank it yet. So
okay.
yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Controversy.
I
Yeah.
mean, as we're talking about shows, it feels natural to transition into that one next. Andrew, we're talking about your list. You want to walk us through your top 10 quickly?
Sure. Andrew's top 10 shows of 2023. I watched 16 shows. I mean, are we just running through them, or are we giving brief descriptions and reasons why?
Brief descriptions, brief, like, this is why it's where it is on your list.
Okay. My number one show is The Bear. I waited too long to get into the show. A lot of people that I know, knew that this was a show that I would like and told me to watch it, and I ignored them until about a month ago. And it might be cheating having it at number one because I also watched season one, which came out last year. I watched season one, a couple weeks ago, and then watched season two, which came out this year. And season one is just so fucking good. It's insane how much I loved that show. And season two was also like really, really, really good. I just think I like season one better. It's a real show that all of those people, all those characters are basically real human beings that you probably know. And
that's why I can't watch it, because I do.
Yeah, it's scary. Like, being someone that worked in the restaurant industry for a long time, Lucas, you would probably get a lot of it too, because you were in that shit. You were in that shit in Chicago. Like, it is real. The Joel McHale jump scare in episode one legitimately got me. Of just Joel McHale coming out of like left frame to say you should go kill yourself is pretty insane. That's a crazy way to start a show. Yeah, it's really good show about people working in the restaurant industry in Chicago and just going absolutely fucking nuts. And Richie fucking sucks, but Richie rocks.
Oh, I was gonna throw down for my boy.
No. Like, Richie is awesome. He's having a bad time for most of that show.
Hey, he's on the up and up. The Forks episode, man.
Yeah, dude.
That was my favorite episode of season 2.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, look, did he do a complete 180 like in the course of one episode? Sure. I'm willing to let it slide because I loved it so much. Like, just him finally caring about something and going absolutely all out. I wear suits now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love
Yeah,
it.
a lot of highs. Loved it. Number 2, Scavenger's Reign, a show that I did not expect to be on this list before watching, but heard a couple of good things. Decided to watch it on a plane for the most part, and this show is amazing. It is beautifully animated. It's really fucked. It's basically about a bunch of space people getting stranded on a space planet and dealing with the ecosystem there, and just kind of exploring the brutality of nature. It's awesome. Lovely music, lovely animation, good characters. Made me cry.
Oh.
Number 3, The Last of Us. Don't have to talk about this much because we talked about a lot in the podcast earlier in the year. We've all seen it. Pretty good. I don't think it really,
Number 3, pretty good.
I mean, I think it lost some steam later in the season. Like, I think it was really, really, really good. I think it was near perfect for,
3
maybe
episodes.
the first,
Boy,
first couple episodes. Next 2 episodes were like solid, and then there was a lot of like kind of nothing towards the end. Good last episode, I think, but yeah, just kind of lost steam a little bit. But otherwise would have been like kind of the perfect adaptation. Number 4, Foundation. Kind of like The Bear, maybe cheating because I watched the first 2 seasons this year. I like season 2 better though. It's a show about generations of sci-fi. A lot of cool concepts, a lot of fun characters, a lot of cool story mechanisms. I recommend it to anyone that likes sci-fi. Number 5, Jury Duty. This also kind of came out of nowhere. After Ryan saw this, Jade and I checked it out. Lucas, I can't remember if you ended up seeing this or not, but just a fun show about fucking with a really nice guy. Number 6, Rick and Morty. I really liked this season. There was a couple episodes that I didn't care for so much, like the Quado episode, didn't really like at all.
Yeah.
The Watcher episode I thought was pretty mid, but the other ones I thought were really good. I just watched the last 2 episodes today, and the Valhalla Heaven
That
Pope
was
episode
fun.
with Bigfoot fucking rocked. And then I thought the whole episode was also pretty good.
I
Lot of highs this season.
I'm sorry, that entire episode was really good, or the call it its Christian name, the Fear Hole episode was pretty good.
The whole episode, yeah, the last name Hole, first name Fear episode. Number 7, Prehistoric Planet. What if a nature documentary was just CGI but with dinosaurs and they looked real? Like I don't know, it's fun. I like dinosaurs. It was cool. Like just kind of took me back to my little boy Andrew days. Made me feel good. Number 8, Gen V. Also kind of just pretty good, or okay, good points. Didn't really care about the characters for the first couple episodes, then it kind of came together at the end. It's good boys stuff. Not good boys, but good the boys stuff. Number 9, Invincible. Probably would have had this higher if the second half of the season had been out yet, but so far we're kind of just in the middle. First 4 episodes, or was it 5? I forget.
It was 4, yeah.
It was 4. Yeah, just good. Like, it's Invincible. It executed really well. Don't have a ton to say about it other than just it's good. Not finished yet though, so I kind of didn't want to put it higher because I have no idea how the second half of the season is going to go. Number 10, Hard Knocks. I put both the preseason and in-season Hard Knocks into one thing because I didn't think it was fair to have two. But it's Hard Knocks. It's good shit. It's exploring what it's like to be an NFL player. Get to see the coaches. Definitely prefer the in-season iteration to the preseason because I don't like the Jets and I don't like Aaron Rodgers and I don't dislike the Dolphins and I like Mike McDaniel. He's a weirdo. It's fun. That's my top 10 shows.
Yeah.
Any comments? Critiques?
Invincible's low just because
it's low. It's not finished.
I don't know. I think
I'm
you gotta
fine with
judge
it being higher.
Mini-season.
It's the same reason that you judged Dune kind of harshly when it came out because it cut off in the middle of the story, except this is actually cut off in the middle of the story.
But it's coming back very soon. Like, Dune was just get ready for part 2. It's not even officially greenlit yet, but this story's over for now. Like, they're taking a mid-season hiatus. You're used to that. Like, The Walking Dead did that shit for a decade. Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying they're bad for doing it. I'm just saying I can't fully judge how the season turned out.
Yeah, but Dune is a movie. Like, it's supposed to be a complete narrative. Like, 4 episodes of
Says
one
you
season.
and your Hollywood elite takes.
Yeah, my fucking bullshit. It doesn't have to be that way. No, I don't know. I liked Invincible.
Yeah, so did I. I liked it a lot. It's not done.
You had it below shows like Gen V, which you said was pretty good. Like,
okay, fine. Put it higher on the top 10s list. I'm not going to fight you on it.
Ooh,
this is just for me. This is not my definitive end all be all list.
I'm not at all surprised that Andrew, your mind's evaluation of Rick and Morty is closer together than mine and Ryan's, but also mine and Ryan's evaluation of The Last of Us is closer together than mine and yours. So, yeah, I think that tracks with the conversations we've been having over the year. Ryan, what are your top 10 TV shows?
I'm going to go the other way because I'm not a hack. No, I'm kidding. Number 10, counting down from the least favorite. First, should probably do some honorable mentions. Other shows that I think were very good this past season that are not going to make my top 10s list, but I'm not going to dive into them. We've got Big Brother, Barry, Gen V, Ted Lasso, and Squid Game, The Challenge. All worth watching. Didn't make my list because you can only have 10 shows.
Can I interject for a second?
Yes.
I forgot that I wanted to ask this before each category. What's the worst show everyone's seen this year
Oh,
so far? Because I
That
have
would
a
be-
couple of stinkers on my list. Like
That would be
it was
difficult.
a sharp drop off from my number 10 to like my number 13.
Oh shit. I didn't have a show that I finished, obviously. Like it would have been just like I watched one episode and fucking dipped. So I don't know if I have that memorized. You
Uh,
have a show that you watched all of it and went, that fucking
I've
sucked.
I've watched all of it so far. I mean, yes, like there are a bunch of shows that I watched all the way through that I fucking hated. The
Why would you do
Mandalorian,
that to yourself?
because I've seen like the rest of the show and like I wanted to
Oh,
try to like catch up and finish.
the
The
dreaded
Mandalorian
drop-off.
sucked ass this year. The Dragon Prince was awful. Lucas, I know it's high on your list. I think
Yeah,
Barry was
Barry.
dog shit.
Barry was
Um,
mine then, if it was
um,
things I watched all of.
you
Wow.
guys will both fight me on this. I hated I Think You Should Leave season 3.
Yeah, it's
I know there's a lot of like quotable moments I just did not care for, but by far the worst show that I've seen, and I've seen like the first 5 episodes, is Monarch: Legacy of Monsters.
Mm.
Dude, as a guy who like thoroughly enjoyed the like recent Godzilla movies just because they kind of slapped, this show sucks. It is so bad, and they dragged poor Kurt Russell into this shit. It's awful.
So we need our bottom tens of every category. And Monarch Legacy of Monsters would get on there.
My worst show was that 90s show. I feel like a lot of kids who grew up around the Midwest when we did have an affinity for that 70s show. Yeah, no, the sequel, it bad on every direction. The writers failed to capture what made the original one work. They don't know how to direct kids anymore. I guess we lost that at some point. Like they can't make them as dirtbaggy and kind of real and kind of relatable as they did with that 70s show. And also, are they making them look younger now? They're babies on that show.
They do look really young.
Babies.
I think we
Yeah.
might have gotten older. I think maybe that was some of it, but they're supposed to be younger though, right? Like aren't they supposed to
No.
be like 13
No,
or
they're in
something?
high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
they looked young and that was bad.
Wasn't Mila Kunis though was like scary young when she did that.
She
Oh,
was
yeah, she was
younger than
17.
her character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I thought she was like 15 or something. She was,
Yeah,
like,
I think she was
scary
like
young.
14 or 15 playing
That
like a
might be
15 or 16 year old.
Right. Like she told a story that I don't even know if it's apocryphal, where it was like they asked me like how old I was, and she said I'm turning 18. And she didn't say when, but she just said that, and they thought, oh, she's 17, about to be 18, and they cast her. But I don't know if that's true. Cool. So going into my list at number 10, we've got Rick and Morty. Great season, return to form. It's
Hell
been a
yeah.
while since Rick and Morty's made my top 10 list. So even though it's very low, I think that should be considered an honor and not
Being
debasing
on
it.
Ryan's list is an
It
Emmy
is.
in itself.
Absolutely. Just to be nominated, just to make my top 10s, I think means stellar, because I probably watched about 24 shows, and I thought about 16 of them deserve like a tip of the cap. So yeah. Number 9, I Think You Should Leave season 3. Definitely the weakest season of the 3 so far, but I do really appreciate the comedy, and think there were some bangers as always. So just focus on the bangers and move on from the stuff you don't really like. Number 8, I've got a little bit of a weird one. Welcome to Wrexham, the Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney documentary series following their purchase of a Welsh soccer team and their trials and tribulations to try to return this once glorious soccer club to prominence. I thought that this season actually improved a lot on the first season. It widened the scope. The material where they focused on the women's team, I thought was some of the strongest material of the entire show. And I never once wanted to be like, all right, well, like, let's get back to the characters that we know and love. Like, it was like, no, these are a whole nother cast of characters that I want to hear more from. And they seem equally as badass as the men, like the shit that they're accomplishing on the field. Like, let's get more of them. And I thought, because of the way they were framing it, that it was like, oh, the women are just like also pretty good, but they're going to flame out because of like the way they were showing the arc. But the women fucking dominated. Like the women, they went like 15-0, and their goal differential was like plus 76. Like they
Jesus
they
Christ.
literally scored 76 more goals than their opponents in 15 games. Like they were leaps and bounds ahead of their competition, and none of them were professionals. They're all semi-professional players. Like they didn't even get paid until this coming season that would be like, they're going to get promoted so we can actually pay them. They were just like prison guards and like bus boys and shit. Like they would just go out there and fucking dominate everyone. So great season. Really good show. Can't wait to watch them in League Two. They're, spoiler alert, doing very well so far. So they have yet another chance to get promoted in back-to-back seasons, which would be insane. Number 7, got Last of Us. Talked about it a lot. Yeah, I think maybe it just fell off a little bit more for me than it did for Andrew. And when you really look back with like a retrospective, it gets more and more frustrating of like, man, they really had the opportunity to make a glorious season of television. And my sneaking suspicion is that they kind of sacrificed it a little bit to try to make more good seasons of television rather than one perfect season and then deal with the fallout of less than perfect seasons in the future. So we'll see how it goes. Number 6, I have Invincible. Yeah, similar to Andrew, but I guess I just didn't dock it for not finishing its run. Like just really, really good show. The characters like stay being really impressive and very deep, and I'm not one for the anime art style, but man, they bring it every single time. I'm just so engrossed by the story that they're telling. Didn't see some of the twists coming, didn't see some of the quasi redemptions coming, didn't, you know, like I'm all about it so far. Like it has all the makings of an excellent season of television, and the 4 episodes that I've seen so far, just bring it all the way up to number 6. Exactly the same spot as Andrew. Number 5, we've got Jury Duty. Probably the surprise of the year for me because they promoted it a lot, and I was like, wow, that show looks cringy as fuck. But heard some good stuff, watched it, and yeah, damn, like they really pulled it off. One of the best unscripted shows ever made, I would argue. Like I know it's unscripted, but yeah, it's really just a bunch of actors fucking with this one poor guy who is now doing very well. He signed an overall deal at an agency. Like he's somehow going to be making TV now. I've know.
Seen him in
how
commercials.
Yeah, like it seems like he's no worse for wear. But like, damn, like instead of a reality TV show, like a psychology experiment, they would have been in trouble. Like ethically, they would have been in trouble for what they did to that man. But because it was a reality TV show, I guess it was fine. And yeah, I don't know, just really good. Very worth a watch. Number 4, I have Beef, which I think, Andrew, you watched, and I was surprised.
I did not watch
it.
I lost my Netflix this year.
I
lost
password sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I never got around to
one out.
So when I donate blood, I watch movies on Netflix, so I don't have enough time to like watch whole like TV show episodes or multiple TV show episodes. So yeah, I feel bad about that one. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, Beef, really fucking good, man. I best limited series of the year for sure. Just excellent characters, unbelievable performances. Stephen Yeun brings it again. Ali Wong, fucking no idea she had the dramatic chops for that. Obviously, she's an excellent comedian, but like, god damn, she carried the show on her fucking back half the time. Just excellent beginning to end. I'm imagining it's going to be a limited series. Like, it doesn't seem like they're going to be doing anymore, so I'm calling it a limited series. But it really works as just one season narrative of just like, man, what happens when two people who are markedly similar but also in completely different circumstances just can't fucking do it. You've got beef. Number 3, not beef, but following a restaurant formerly known as The Beef, The Bear. Just excellent show. Can't say enough about it. I'm slotting it slightly below 2 other shows that Andrew did not see. So like, I can't, it's really fucking good, but man, we had some great TV this year. Like, just excellent characters. For me, I didn't think season 2 was any weaker than season 1. I think there were points in season 2 that were like maybe a little uneven. I think when a lot of the characters were more split up in like different locales and you didn't get them all on the same screen with that dynamic that you really like, I missed it. But they brought it around, and
Mhm.
the finale
They
was
did.
well worth it. Like the payoff was 100% worth it. So I cannot wait for season 3. Like genuinely cannot wait. So yeah, it falls in at number 3. And then number 2 and number 1 for me are both shows that had their series finale, long running shows that I've been watching for a few years. So hard to beat, but I've got the other 2 slotting it at number 2. Just I'd argue, other than Hacks, the best comedy on TV. Like when it took its bow, like just unbelievable season. Molly Shannon remains like just the greatest comedic talent that we've got for like short form comedy shows. Like just unbelievable final season. They're highest highs of the entire show, and that's saying something for a show like this. And I think they brought it together pretty well. Like I enjoyed the way that they left a lot of the characters. I think it worked out about how I'd expect it to. So easy number 2 for me. And then number 1, because I'm just a sucker drama boy, so it beat out the other 2. I've got Succession, the talk of the town. Just what a bow, what a run, like a show that will never be duplicated. It will absolutely go down in the annals of television history. This is now the second year in a row where there's been just this absolute Titanic show, like leaving forever.
Mhm.
And it'd be hard not to just give it that nod at the number 1 spot. I mean, I think I've talked about it to you both, but yeah, like Logan Roy, the basically heart and soul of the show, dying very early in the season to just complete and utter lack of fanfare. Just like, no, he's fucking dead off screen. And now we've got to deal with like what it's like to be put in the shoes of people who, yeah, like they're away from their loved one who is currently like passing away, and the anxiety knowing that you hate this character who is dying, but like, and hate most of the characters that are reacting to it, but very much getting that vibe nailed perfectly, like what death is in the 21st century. Just some peak television, and the way that the show ends is the only way that show could ever end. So people who have problems with the finale can address them to me, because I think you're insane if you wanted that show to end any other way. So yeah, that's the top 10.
Dig it. All right, that comes to me for my top 10. Kind of in the spirit of Andrew's question, but I'd just like to say, if we were allowed to put media that released any year that we just watched in 2023 on this list, kind of like how we did it the first time we did these before we realized that was a terrible idea. I watched the pilot of The Sopranos for the first time on New Year's Eve 2023. Let me tell you, that's a good show.
The Sopranos. Damn, dude. You ever heard of this show called The Wire? You ever heard of the show called Breaking Bad? Like just TV royalty. Like, damn.
Hey, dude, hey, if you're going back, there's a show called Gunsmoke you could check out that was watched for a while.
There's a small indie production called Band of Brothers. It's aight. Like you could probably check it out someday if you got some free time.
And if you're doing movies, I think you could probably put Battleship Potemkin on this list.
Oh Jesus.
No, I won't do that, because none of those have a scene where James Gandolfini breaks down crying because he's sad that his ducks flew away. And it is incredible. Everyone should watch The Sopranos right now. Pause this podcast and go do that. Then come back after you watched all 7 seasons of The Sopranos.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Lucas, just like Lucas has
watched all 7 seasons of The Sopranos based on when we're recording this.
72 hours. Every single one of those hours has been filled with The Sopranos.
If I have a weird energy on this podcast, it's because I watched every episode of The Sopranos in 3 days. My actual number 10, because The Sopranos can't be on this list. Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. Adventure Time, seminal Cartoon Network TV show that I was just a little too old for when it premiered, but of course it aged up over the course of its release, and Adventure Time is still doing that. It is like the vibe, the energy, the lore of that show, but with disaffected 20-year-olds instead of I don't know, tweens. So it works. Number 9, One Piece live action series. I don't know if I love this one, but it's weird. It's a good, maybe the only good live action anime TV show I can think of. So yeah, number 9. Number 8, The Last of Us. Number 7, What We Do in the Shadows, season 3. Wait, season 5. Fuck me. Yeah, it's more What We Do in the Shadows, even when it's not amazing, even when it's a weaker season, it's still incredible. Coming in at number 6, Pluto. This is a really great animated series that's a fresh take on a culturally significant Japanese property, and also kind of about the Iraq War. So great. Coming in middle of the pack, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. I'm a big Scott Pilgrim boy. And yeah, this is a good update, a good iteration on that movie comics. Scott Pilgrim fucking dies. Spoilers. There are going to be spoilers in this one. Yeah. It's great because Scott Pilgrim fucking dies. Number 4, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. This is, my favorite anime to release this year. Don't let the folks over at Crunchyroll know, because I push for a different one to be the winner overall in the anime awards, because their calendar is weird and Q4 from last year counted. But yeah, Mobile Suit Gundam, fantastic. A lot of robots, a lot of murder.
Out of Mercury.
No, we never see Mercury pointedly.
No, the witch is from Mercury, Ryan.
We don't know what a witch means either.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of witches.
Is there no witch that is from Mercury in this movie?
Yes, there is, but it's weird.
Sounds like there's a qualifier there.
I don't think you need to say it's weird. Saying that they're a witch from Mercury kind of makes it predisposed to being weird.
I think they're just using witch as an insult in this show. Like the space Puritans brought that back. I don't know. Season 3, Rick and Morty. Number 3, Rick and Morty, season 7. Rick and Morty's back, gang. I'm excited about it. Number 2, Barry, season 4. I'm sorry y'all weren't strong enough to appreciate this one, but to me, season 4 ended the only way it could, and I'm glad they were brave enough to get Buko with it.
In the infinite life paths that any of these characters could have taken, this was the only way it could have gone down.
Had to go that way.
I can't imagine a better ending.
I don't even hate the ending. It's the season. Like,
if they went to the moon, Lucas, it would have been a better ending.
I don't even hate the ending as much as Andrew, but like the season as a whole, they just suddenly woke up one day and they were like, what if it wasn't a comedy? What if it was a weird drama that wasn't executed very well?
What if I made a different show and shoehorned it in 3.5 seasons into a show that already exists?
I'm sorry, are you saying Barry season 4 isn't a comedy when it had surprise sweaty Fred Armisen?
That was one scene.
That was literally one moment.
That was the funniest moment in the show.
In the whole show.
Like in all 4 seasons, that was the funniest moment.
No fucking shot.
All right. I get it. You guys aren't going to let me put that past number 5. That's okay. I can
That's not going on my list, dude.
It's not going on my list either.
Wow.
That season sucked.
I'm sorry. Putting that out there. I think Ryan and I are in agreement on this one. Okay, sorry. No, let's let him finish. That was disrespectful, and I'm sorry.
Something that will make the list.
I think you should leave season 3. Well, I think I liked other episodes in other shows in a vacuum from this year more. It's the charm of I think you should leave, right? Where it gets a second wind. It gets a second life as the lexicon that the show inspires, and that you connect with other people because you both watch this very dumb, very quotable show. And yeah, nothing else on here. I don't know, made me feel disconnected, made me feel as, I don't know, sparked as many conversations as I think you should leave. And yeah, that's why it's my number 1. Andrew, what are you pitching for the top 10 spot?
Number 10, I'm going to go with no, that would be too low. I don't know where you ranked it, Ryan, so I'm going to go for this anyway. Number 10, I'm going to say Gen V. Like a solid show, pretty good. I don't think it is like it would be. I don't think it would be despicable if it ended up in the top 10 list. I don't think we really need to put it higher. I think we all like The Boys, and it's something that expands that universe a little bit, does some fun things. By no means perfect, but I thought it worked.
How many diabolicals are there in season 1 of Gen V?
They don't say diabolical to my chagrin.
So here's my issue. And it's my issue every year with only this category. We're starting with this category, so I don't get to make any deals ahead of time. But every time I put a show that is not on my list on our top 10s, it's a fucking travesty. It's really bad. These shows all deserve it. I could maybe drop one or two, but the ones at the bottom of my list are on both of your lists.
Yeah.
So they're going to make it. So that means one of my good shows is going to miss it. Like, it's impossible. I don't know how to play this properly. Like, it's if fucking Succession, the other two, or Beef don't make this list, it's going to be a tragedy. Like, they are clearly top 10 shows of the past year. Like, I just don't know what else to do. If I'm going to sacrifice one, I guess I could sacrifice Welcome to Wrexham, but every other show other than Succession, Other Two, and Beef is on your guys' list, so I feel like they're pretty safe. So I feel like if I'm giving up this 10 spot, then I've got no lifelines. My margin hits 0. Like Welcome to Wrexham, if it gets left off, it's not the end of the world, especially if it's for Gen V, which, yeah, it's probably like 12 or 13 on my list. Like, it would be fine.
Yeah, so it's not that much of a stretch.
But it has to stop there, you two.
Oh.
That has to be it. If you're looking at your lists and seeing shows that are not on my list, and you want to get in there.
There are shows that you didn't watch, though, that are on our lists. I mean, yeah, like Lucas and I both watched shows that you haven't seen, and you're saying that you already know. Not both of you,
though. Not the two of you. You both don't have a show that I haven't seen that you both have seen. So therein lies the issue, is you two don't have any consensus beyond me. I'm the only one that has consensus here. Like, this is my fucking conundrum.
I feel like
my list is handcrafted from television experts around the world. This is the best, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Welcome to Wrexham is probably the only one that was a homer pick on my top 10s. Everything else is on other people's top 10 lists. So I don't know, man. I'm so torn.
I feel like you're setting up to accuse us of conspiring against you.
No. If anything, me and Andrew are the ones that always conspire against Lucas. I'm not saying you're conspiring against me. I'm just saying you always put me in the impossible position of having to sacrifice one of my dear children.
We all have to sacrifice our dear children.
Not on TV. Have you seen my video games list? I am Mr. Sacrifice when it comes to video games.
You could have played more, and this is coming from a guy that has 6 games on his list.
I could have. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying to you right now, you guys want some help in the video games list? I'm your man. I'm willing to throw some of these movies to the wolves if I must. Like, but TV shows is my thing. I got it. We could copy paste my top 10 list, and it would be airtight. There'd be no skips. It would be all hits all the time.
So Ryan makes a good point. He's made his argument. It's a good one. Worthy of consideration. Lucas, you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings here.
Oh, I don't want to spin off on this top 10 list. I think that goes against like the integrity of creative mediums, and I despise it.
Rick and Morty's kind of a spin-off of Doc and Marty. Just gonna throw that out there.
No, it's not.
I think
Adventure Time Fiona and Cake. That sounds like a spin-off.
Scott Pilgrim takes office on your fucking list.
Seems like a spin-off.
Yeah, but
Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury is a spin-off. It's like the 20th spin-off of Gundam.
Andrew, both are continuations of the extended universe.
Gen V is a continuation of the
Adventure
extended
Time
universe.
is a spin-off.
Gen V is definitely a continuation of the shared universe. That's like the whole thing, is that it crosses over and you kind of gotta watch it.
Every single one of your shows is either an adaptation or a spin-off. There's only a few that aren't.
2023 was the year of meta-narrative, Andrew. I don't know what
I
to
don't
tell
disagree.
you.
No,
My
I'm not
bad.
shitting on you for putting spin-offs on the list, but to then turn around...
Your list is valid, Lucas. Your list is valid. And so is mine.
I think there's a difference between the personal list and this is what is our podcast seal of approval on it. And I'm shutting down spinoffs.
Okay, so no spinoffs. So none of the shows on your list that are spinoffs are allowed to be on our top 10 list. That's final. That's a stamp. That's Lucas' stamp of approval. It's a law now. It can't be on the final list. That's it. Good day, sir.
Lucas, I can't help but notice you got 10 video games on that list. Man, you could probably use some allies for some of those games that Andrew probably hates for some reason.
Ryan, I'm helping you out here too.
No, you're not. Gen V's not on my list.
List. Well,
I just did a soliloquy.
Can get shot down. I'll help you later.
You better. If I don't want to shoot you down and then have you be like, Ryan's sabotaging me, I'm gonna fuck him over and put Good Omens on this list. I don't know.
I want you to know,
happened.
I did think about watching season 2 of Good Omens just to pull a Randy Orton out of nowhere. Watch out shit.
Yeah, delete your number 7 show in the middle and throw in Good Omens. By God, that's Good Omens music.
I mean, Gen V is a no from me. Ryan, I think you got to lock it in here.
For the reasons that I somewhat eloquently outlined, I think I have to say no just because I got one fucking shot.
Help me get one help me get one or maybe 2 of my shows. I don't care if they're fucking low. There's 1 or 2 shows that I need to be on this list just for my own sanity. I don't care about points. And I will fucking green light every single one of your TV show suggestions. Every single one.
You get one. Like I said, I can lose. I can lose
one.
Wrexham. That's it.
Okay,
I can't.
That's my one. There we go.
All right.
I feel like
Ryan, I think, is the next one.
No, it's it is me, isn't it?
I feel like if we went to me, we just kind of have the same conversation we just had over again.
Of me being like no and Andrew being like no, but less long.
And now the calculus comes in.
Yeah, what should be number 10 then? Damn. So what sucks is that then I get the number 1 show or the lowest rated show that you guys don't have that I think needs to be on the list is Beef, but I feel like 10 is just so fucking low, especially because I know Andrew would fucking love Beef if he would have been able to watch it. I'm looking at let's do we're gonna go with The Last of Us at number 10. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm good with it at number 10. It belongs on the list. But...
I don't think I can fight you on that one. I'm just kind of surprised.
Yeah.
The show that we talked about the most by far on the podcast.
It was excellent. It was excellent, and then I couldn't.
Approve. I'm voting yay.
Last of Us episodes 1 through 3,
rock solid.
Strong argument for number 1. Last of Us episodes 4 through 7 or 8 or whatever, not on the list.
When people talk about this show being in contention for Emmys and shit, they're talking about those first 3 episodes. Half of that, no.
For writing and directing and stuff, you submit an episode. So they're submitting the fucking hits. Those are the ones that get considered.
3.
They're getting in there with Nick Offerman playing a gay man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nailing it. Murray
Also,
Bartlett.
we made this point, but it's a show about the zombie apocalypse that for the second half of the season features 2 zombies
Yeah.
exactly, both of which are in flashbacks.
It's pretty bad.
Matt, I don't know why Joel has so many frustrations about being a dad when both his daughter and his adoptive daughter are just like the coolest fucking daughters playing Mortal Kombat and shit. I don't get.
Yeah, but one of them's dead,
Yeah.
and the other one hates him.
Or does she? Maybe she'll do a
Season
bunch of
2.
murders for him next season or the one after. Who knows? All right. My pitch for number 9. What We Do in the Shadows, season 5.
Nope. Can't do it. Probably number, like 11 or 12 on my list. Can't do it. For reasons outlined previously.
I have no opinion on this show other than like I watched the first couple episodes of season 1 and didn't really care for it, so I gotta vote no.
Good show. Man, they really got to figure out Kristen Shaw or just let her go.
Yeah.
Like, literally ruining the show. Like I just
wow.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
can't do it. She's hard to understand and she's not funny when you can understand her. Like I'm not blaming Kristen Shaw. I'm not saying that she's the problem, but like they got to figure it out, man. Like it's when she was added to the opening credits of the show, it took a noticeable dip when she went from like small part that sometimes shows up to like, nah, she's a regular now. It took a noticeable dip of just like, no, they don't got it. I don't know what it is, but they don't got it.
All right. I don't know if this was established in my rules rundown, but you only get one pitch and then you have to move on in the rotation. So Andrew, back to you.
Yeah, and for my one pitch, I'm shooting my shot. Ryan, I think this is low enough that hopefully you won't fight me on it, but I really, really want this show to be on the list. Scavenger's Reign. It is
Lock it in.
so much different than anything that I've ever watched. Ryan, you might not love this show. Lucas, I think you would. I think if you get the chance, you should watch it. And it's not going to matter for like list reasons. I just think you would really like it, and I think you should watch it.
Thanks, man.
I'm happy. This
All
is
right.
good.
Back to Ryan.
All right, now we're getting to number 8. So I'm going to go to my other show that I think probably could be down there and it wouldn't be the end of the world. We're going to go with Invincible. I think Invincible slots in nicely at number 8. Andrew's giving a thumbs up, which is great podcast material.
Yeah, I'm giving a verbal thumbs up.
Great. And a physical one at the same time.
I guess I wouldn't have to actually put my thumbs up if I just describe what I'm doing.
What you're doing. I am giving you a
could be
thumbs up.
lying.
It's like
I'm climbing the Empire State Building.
Oh shit, Andrew, get down from there. That's so dangerous.
Yes, and I'm gonna jump on King Kong, who's up here with me.
What are we in Monarch Legacy of Monsters?
I hope not. That show sucks ass. Yes, we are, and that show sucks ass.
Wow. Your improv is impeccable.
So like, do we fully see J.K. Simmons fuck that bug person or nah?
No.
That bug person. No, there's no penetration. You
Which-
see them make out, and it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's meant to be somewhat disturbing.
What's the
and
deal
it
with
is.
What's the deal with the Cyclops guy? I'm seeing TikToks where he gets the shit kicked out of him.
Oh yeah, he does get the shit
that's
kicked out. Seth
fucking
Rogen
brutal.
gets fucking beat up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think. I mean, spoilers, but I think he's dead, right? Like 99% sure they take him off life support.
Optimus Prime is in the process of taking him off of life support.
Optimus Prime.
That's the voice actor.
Okay.
wait, didn't he die?
No.
Oh, okay. No, in like real life.
Optimus Prime? He's not real.
No, the voice actor of Optimus Prime.
The voice actor for Optimus Prime is in Invincible. Maybe he died very recently.
After voicing that. I don't know. In the cartoons, or like which voice actor is this?
One of them, Peter
Cullen. Is
Cullen.
that the one? No, he's alive. If it's
Oh,
Peter
all right.
Cullen.
Yeah.
Now maybe a different person who would fill the role. Back to me. The thing is, I know I'm going to get some of these on here. But the question is where and how, and man, if we so we're getting to top 5 by the time we come back to me, potentially, which means yeah, if I want these on here, I gotta start. Okay. I'd like to nominate Barry, season 4, number 7.
I mean this genuinely when I say this, Lucas. I'm sorry, bud. Like it's
You're from a different planet, man. I don't know. It was bad. It's just bad.
Wow.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is your version of Andrew's Westworld season 2, 3, whatever. Like this is us being like, I don't know how you like it, man. I'm glad you do, but like, fuck, it's pretty bad. Like, so I'm glad that I'm sure I'll get that in video games.
Like, this is the thing, I can't even argue with this because that is such an alien take to me that I don't even know where to begin to unravel. Okay, yeah, all right.
We've talked about this extensively. Your girlfriend's yelled at me about it. Like
Good.
Like
You should yell at you some more.
We do not. Our brains don't fire the same neurons when we watch this show.
And gonna throw it out there, we're not in the minority here like you are. Just throwing that out there. Critic response to Barry season 4 is not positive. Like it, fair enough. Like everyone has their own cup of tea, but nah, it wasn't it.
Barry season 4 has a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes and an 81 audience score. Hold up. We the people.
Look, Rotten Tomatoes, sure. I'm talking about like reviews that I've read and everyone that I've talked to. Maybe Rotten Tomatoes is just on your side. Good for you. Good for that.
The populace, not to be the guy who goes to like the Metacritic score, but I'm vindicated. I'm increasingly vindicated in this one as I pass the torch to Andrew.
So that would be number 7. This is one that, you know what? I'm gonna nominate Beef.
Interesting.
Does this benefit me to have?
I guess
if
it gets on there, I guess I'll take it. It should be higher, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll have Beef number 7. Oh, not there.
Beef.
All right.
Up to you, Ryan.
Number 6 seems pretty obvious. We've got someone already put it at 6. I have it lower. Someone has it higher. I think we're gonna go with Rick and Morty slotting in at number 6.
I'm giving a thumbs up.
Good show.
Go ahead.
No, Rick and Morty should not take that as a jab. That's solid. What were you saying?
Those
voice actors figured it out by the end of the season, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they get better as the season went on?
Yeah.
Especially Morty. Like early on,
Morty got better.
Kind of took me out of it.
Rick was always pretty solid, but yeah, Morty went from like being a little distracting to no difference.
They so apparently Royland had already recorded lines for the first 2 or 3 episodes. So when they brought the new people in, they had to match the cadence of that delivery.
Oh, because the animation.
Yeah, so that was like a weird wrinkle to it. But
interesting.
Yeah, midway through I respect the choice that they did the killing Rick Prime in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
and then the rest of it is just Rick. A new kind of depressed. He was always depressed, but this is a fresh depressed, and that, yeah, I like it. Good TV.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, to you.
No, I just went.
Oh, to me.
To you.
Oh man, I don't know. If this doesn't work out like this, I'm not sure what to do every time it comes back to me. But for number 5, I think you should leave.
Yeah, I like it there.
Damn.
It's a good show.
I was trying to gamble on getting it off the list entirely.
No, it was making it. I already told you, Andrew. You get one.
Andrew,
You got your one. Now I am yours.
Andrew, Ryan paid tuition working a zip line in college. Like, come on, it was destiny.
It's so fucking good, man. I agree with Lucas.
Like
season 3 of I Think You Should Leave is on at number 9 on my list because of like its comedic merits and the writing and performances. But I Think You Should Leave is not just like watching
it takes new life
on
once
Netflix.
you stop watching it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like in front of your eyes. The cultural impact of I Think You Should Leave is so amazing and something that does not exist outside of that show.
And I'm going to like get off my high horse here for a little bit and say like you guys are right about that. When the show's not on, it is really funny.
Yeah.
Like it is a super funny show. To quote, the memes that have come out of the show are fucking impeccable. They are the funniest memes on the internet.
Even the clips, clips taken in context are still funnier on the internet than watching
I think it's
live.
Funniest out of context, though.
Out of context, of course.
And that's the thing is, I had a horrible time watching this show. I hated sitting down and watching an episode of I Think You Should Leave. But that being said, I still laugh my fucking ass off at every single one of the memes and references that have come out of that show. So, like, I need to give it credit. I just don't like the show part of it.
45 fries, 45 nuggets, 45 birds. Cherry. Were you giving blood when you watched that?
I was, yeah.
Oh, I think that's the wrong environment to experience that show. But Andrew, to you then.
Okay, so then number 4, I'm gonna vote for Jury Duty. It's one above where Ryan and I both put it. Wait, yeah. Lucas, did you watch this show or not? Did it just not make your list, or did you not watch it?
This is the one that is the most like I should have watched this show. I loved Murderville.
It's a good show to sit down and watch with your girlfriend. Like it is an excellent like viewing experience. I don't even know if calling it a TV show is the right term, but it's a good time. You guys will both like it.
I mean, right? Hey, if it can bump The Sopranos as our couple show, sure.
It's a short show. You can watch the whole thing in like 4 hours.
You can literally binge it all in a couple days. Like it wouldn't take much.
Okay, that takes us to Ryan for number 3.
All right, for number 3, we're gonna go with The Other Two because that needs to be on the list. But I think I'm not gonna get it much higher than that.
I said I would approve any TV show recommendations for getting Scavenger's Reign on the list, so I am giving a thumbs up.
Wow. Andrew's not salty at all. Let's get ready for these movies. Lucas is in a weird spot for 2 and 1, it seems.
It's not gonna make it is the thing. There's nothing I could possibly
We've said that you can pitch shows from other people's lists.
Yeah.
That's a valid tactic.
Who do I want to curry favor with?
That is interesting.
Curry.
Hey, Homer Simpson.
I mean, you know what? Actually, the both of you. I will do the honorable thing and nominate The Bear.
Works for me.
Yeah,
another show I probably should have watched.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the same boat. Like you said, you can't watch it because of how close to home that show would hit. That's why I didn't watch it. And oh boy, does it hit close to home. That shit will wreck you. It will make you feel so upset in your core, and you should still watch it. This show will make your day worse.
Jesus. I don't know. I found it very enjoyable at parts. Of course,
Yeah,
it's
no,
stressful,
exactly.
but
It's a fantastic show, and because of those like just awful moments, the highs just rock so much better. Season 2 is mostly happy, like, and that feels awesome.
Maybe I need that. Maybe I need to go to that space. I did kind of say 2024 might be the year Dirtbag Lucas makes a comeback. So yeah. Andrew, this is a formality, but what do you think the number one show should be?
Well, I have the opportunity to do something funny here. But I won't. I will nominate Succession.
yay. Should still watch it.
Huh?
It's this to me, this is a Sopranos level show. Of like, yeah, it doesn't matter that you didn't catch it during the cultural zeitgeist. Like, it's fucking good. It's great TV.
Let me tell you, a lot of The Sopranos is still applicable to the world today, and I imagine the same will be true of Succession. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be relevant for a long time.
Top to bottom, the voluntary viewing top 10 shows of 2023. Number 10, The Last of Us. 9, Scavenger's Reign. 8, Invincible. 7, Beef. 6, Rick and Morty. 5, I Think You Should Leave. 4, Jury Duty. 3, The Other Two. Number 2, The Bear. And coming in at number 1, Succession. And now everyone's favorite part of our annual rankings. Andrew, Ryan, the world, is Succession better than the voluntary viewing top 10 show of 2022? That top show being Severance.
I mean, you guys didn't watch it, which is weird.
Yeah. I don't
I think
know
that's
if
a
I can weigh
testament
in
to
on that.
Severance that like we all got
Yeah.
on board with that one.
It's almost impossible, but like, I guess like as the only one who watched it, I'll lean Severance, but like I think that's just because like Severance is so fresh and it's such a fresh and new idea, and Succession was capping off its run, and it lost like arguably its most dynamic character early on for necessary story reasons. So I'll give the edge to that season of Severance versus this season of Succession.
All right.
But shows as a whole, we're gonna see if Severance can pull it off. I saw that Ben Stiller just tweeted today that like they're working on it finally.
Oh,
So,
thank God.
yeah.
Any chance it comes out this year?
No chance.
Okay, fuck.
Yeah, 0% chance.
Oof. That one really affected by the strike, huh? Strikes, plural. Okay, are we good moving to the next one? Do we want to take a break? Where are y'all at?
Yeah, I'm down to move.
I'm good.
Okay. I think we roll into movies then, as is customary?
Is it me? Am I up?
Ryan, kick us off as I crack open a cold one. This is a 2-drink podcast, everyone.
Whoa.
All right. So as of like a week and a half ago, I was really looking at my movies list like, damn, this movies list is not ideal. And then I watched a bunch of good movies. So now I really like my top 10 movies list and would fight for any of them to be on the list. So I'm having a good time. At number 10, I've got The Boy and the Heron. I think it did some very interesting things. I think fucking Ghibli is just the peak for that style of cinema. I think it was very fucking long. I think it was the longest 2-hour movie that's ever lived. I think it was completely nonsensical in parts, somewhat, I feel like intentionally to a certain degree. Not the strongest film from that studio, but like, you know, it's a Ghibli film. Like, it definitely belongs in the top 10. I was surprised as I started putting more and more movies on there, it started getting closer and closer to the bottom, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Could that fall off the top 10? But it held on. So
a big part of why I personally like that one is I think that is the first divisive Studio Ghibli movie. Like, that is not for everyone. And cool.
You guys hearing that? Okay, never mind.
That up.
Number 9, we've got Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Just a really fun excellent movie. Like, I think we all watched it and we all liked it. Like, I don't think any of us thought it was gonna like win an Oscar or anything, but like, just a great, fresh new concept. Dungeons and Dragons had a real year in 2023.
Had a moment.
Yeah, which is excellent. Honestly, I would go for another one of those. Like, it was fun, and there's endless stories to be told with endless character combinations. So I'm a fan. Really good. Number 8, I've got Blackberry. Not the limited series, as Andrew likes to say, the actual theatrical release. Glenn Howerton kills it. Matt Johnson from fucking Nirvana, the show, or Nirvana, the band, the show. Is that what it is? Did not realize where I recognized him from until today. And I started, I was looking at like video games of 2023 to desperately see if I had any that I had forgotten about that I played. And I saw fucking one of the like F-Zero X or something, and I thought of the F-Zero X, like the Wii Shop song. And then I was like, that guy looked familiar. And then I was like, oh shit, he's in Blackberry. So yeah, just excellent, great performances, fun story, Social Network, but yellier, and more incompetent, which is kind of fun.
Dennis from It's Always Sunny's in it.
Yeah, exactly. Glenn Howerton.
That performance has been blowing up on TikTok, let me tell you.
He's excellent. It's very fun to watch. Great. Number 7, I've got How to Blow Up a Pipeline, which I see.
Yeah.
I convinced someone to watch. And
no. What?
Oh, did you watch it before me?
I watched it independently. So just like you, I also watched a ton of movies just in the last couple of days. I have this tradition where I take like a week off after Christmas and watch like 10 movies. And How to Blow Up a Pipeline was on my list for a while, and I saw it was on Hulu, so I gave it a watch, and good. I'm giving 2 thumbs up. Like,
I think for at least me and Andrew, if not me, Andrew, and Lucas, it's a very cathartic movie. It's for many, many, many reasons. I think my main criticism is that it went too smoothly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably my biggest problem with the entire movie, is that they fucking nail it.
Nothing goes wrong.
Of course there's conflict and stuff, and like there's minor inconveniences, but like there's not really much sacrifice. They just do the thing that you want to happen desperately.
And they imply that it works.
They imply that like what you want to happen as a person with empathy in the year 2023 actually happens. And it kind of is a mild call to action to maybe some real life coordinated violence that could make the world a better place. But anyway, really good. Characters are thin. They're pretty 2D. That's okay. Like Inception. That's not the point. It's very entertaining and a great watch. Number 6, weirdly, again, me and Andrew in lockstep.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I got Saltburn, which also weird because that's a very divisive movie and a lot of people didn't like it very much. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Barry Keoghan delivers a hell of a performance. Jacob Elordi is just fucking oozes charisma out of every pore, even though he's an Australian. Like I saw him in Euphoria and was like, he's an American. Then I saw him in Saltburn and was like, oh wait, he was just British this whole time. Then I Googled him and I was like, he's a fucking Australian. Like, what? This is some bullshit. This guy can't do that. Also Rosamund Pike, of course, would go completely amiss without mentioning Rosamund Pike. That was just insane. A lot of good performances, unbelievable cinematography, weird fucking story. Like they went for it. And I always give movies props for going for it. So love it. On the list. Number 5, I've got The Holdovers. Just kind of low key, but like heartwarming. Just some cinema, like some capital C cinema. Fucking Paul Giamatti delivering excellent, like he just always does. Just a cozy, excellent holiday movie too. I watched it at the perfect time, like a week before Christmas. Can't say enough good things about that. Very, very of a bygone era, but still being made in the year 2023. Number 4, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We talked about this one a lot. Good, executed well, beautiful. little disappointing, the ending, obviously. I think that's why for Lucas
It
it somehow
pulled a
got
Yeah.
completely off the list. It didn't pull a Dune. It was a story. Like they did. I wish they would have wrapped up one plot line to make it feel a little more final, but it wasn't just like it's over now. They're in the desert and it's
No,
over. We're
Ryan.
going to the second part.
No, in an allegory for kids coming out as queer, Gwen made up with her dad. That was, yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
it's great.
conclusion.
That's
Right?
it. That was the main plot line. That was one of the 4 major plot lines that we followed the entire movie was Gwen feuding with her dad. That totally wasn't just a random subplot that got 5 minutes of screen time. Oh well. Obviously, look, it's number 4. I liked it. I think it probably coasted off of the first one a little bit for me. The borderline perfect movie. Number 3, Barbie. There was no world where I thought Barbie was going to sneak down to number 2 or number 3 because I really had it in lockstep with another movie, but something slid in there, and I didn't think it was possible. But yeah, Barbie just a really important story. I think the main criticism that people have of it is that it's pretty base level, but I think in being so accessible to the masses, that makes it more important and just a very enjoyable watch. Just really fucking funny, like very funny, which is not necessarily like the point of the entire movie, but like it always makes the message a little easier to swallow for people who are like on their guard that like Barbie's gonna turn your daughters into sluts or whatever weird fucking reactionary shit comes out about it.
Yeah.
So I really thought it was gonna come in here at 1 or 2, and here it is at number 3. Number 2, I've got Asteroid City, which is a movie that I held off on watching until the fucking bell, and I'm very glad that it was available to stream because just what an enjoyable ride. Like just excellent character work. Like I think I understand what people were saying now about the like Wes Anderson effect on like performance and acting, but like it's just so cozy. Like it's just so like I want to live in this movie. Like it's really fun. Like there's some fun twists and turns. I liked the framing device of the like movie within a play, within a story. Like I think that's always enjoyable. That was one of my favorite parts of Grand Budapest Hotel is the woman's reading a book about a guy telling a story, and that story is the movie you're watching. Like that's fun. I think it makes it's kind of a nod to the medium, and I enjoy that very much. The Alien fucking blew me away. I love the fucking Alien, man. I'll die for that Alien. I don't give a shit.
I hated the Alien, dude.
No, that Alien's so awesome. I can't get enough of that Alien, man. Every time they go to a miniature in a Wes Anderson movie, you know shit's about to pop off. And you didn't like the fucking reveal?
It was Jeff Goldblum.
The alien was Jeff Goldblum for no fucking reason. That's amazing. Like
I did laugh.
That's a laugh. Yeah. That's excellent. Like it's great. It's really good. I really did not think that something was going to separate my number 1, which spoiler alert is Oppenheimer, excellent movie, and Barbie. I really thought they were just like lockstep. I'm like, I'm going to have a tough time choosing between the two of them. Then I watched Asteroid City and was like, I think like, cause I already had my list and it went Oppenheimer then Barbie. And I was like, I think I liked Asteroid City more than Barbie. So got to throw it on there. Number 2. Yeah. And then number 1, Oppenheimer, just wow. Like just powerful fucking movie, excellent cinema. I'm a Nolan junkie. Everyone knows it. It's fine. Any Nolan movies probably. No, I take that back. Tenet would not have been number 1. Probably would have made the list. It probably would have been a top 10er, but no, it wouldn't have been number 1. But pretty much any other Nolan movie in the year it came out would be number 1. So it's hard to compete with. Actually, I'm curious. I'd have to go back to Dunkirk's year. I don't know if that was my number 1. It might not have been. It was definitely like top 2, top 3. So yeah, number 1 for me. Lucas.
Coming to me, my number 10, Skinamarink. This was a painful movie to watch intentionally, but it was also a movie that was made for $15,000 and was broadly successful. So yeah, I'm glad it exists. Yeah. Henry Sugar and the other shorts. Wes Anderson made technically 2, also kind of 5 movies this year. Yeah, Henry Sugar and the Other Shorts are fantastic. Poison, far and away the best one, and everyone should check that out on Netflix. Pause this podcast again and go check it out. Unlike The Sopranos, though, that short is like 17 minutes long and is one of the most gripping pieces of media that I think you will ever see. Number 8. Yep. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Fantasy movies need to stop doing world building in the way that they do, especially in the hopes of like, if we establish everything, we can spin this out into a whole franchise. You're not. That's
Make
not
that
gonna
shit
happen.
goofy.
Yeah.
Make it funny.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Our audience was fucking rolling all movie long. That's good. That's a good thing.
I really admire Dungeons and Dragons for that element specifically. Coming in a little bit lower than yours at y'all's number 7, Oppenheimer. This movie is soured a little bit in my opinion since first seeing it. But still, it's Christopher Nolan doing another one where this is the lowest budget film he has made since becoming Christopher Nolan, I think. And yeah, the constraints on this definitely show. The sound design, the set design, all fucking phenomenal. And I think maybe Christopher Nolan should have less money in movies going forward with the constraints. I think he has the opportunity to really shine. Number 6, Barbie. Whew, Barbie. This is a fun movie. This is fun. Will Ferrell shows up. Nobody talks about that, but Will Ferrell is in there. This might be Michael Cera's comeback vehicle, and I'm very okay with this. And also, weird that the men are the funniest part of the Barbie movie, but Ryan Gosling stole the show. And it is okay to just be Ken. He is Ken-uff. Number 5, a movie that maybe not on this podcast, I as in the only person in the world watched this, Venture Bros, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart. This TV show is foundational in who I am as a person, and I'm glad that there was a pretty good send-off movie. I cannot believe I'm the only person with this one, but my number 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese still got it. He found a novel way to make a crime movie, and it's a really good crime movie. Number 3, The Boy and the Heron. I don't know if this is Miyazaki's last movie, actually, but if it is his swan song, or should I say heron song, hell of a one to go out on. Yes, the structure is weird. Yes, it's more vibes and themes than actual plot and narrative. And you could nitpick that. You could CinemaSins that. But as a thing that is very clearly an examination of his own life, and if he did good in the world, and if he maybe misspent his past 30 years trying to find a successor for the studio that he built. Really good in that regard. Number 2, Asteroid City. Ryan capped it off perfectly. But the only thing I can think to add is, boy, 3 real little girls in a Wes Anderson movie sure is a fun dash of chaos.
That is chaos. Utter chaos every time they're on screen.
Love it.
Just good. Also, I want to add Steve Carell.
Oh my
God.
No
one told me about Steve Carell. I got so many fucking laughs. I think every time he was on screen, I got like 2 laughs.
I understand.
The perfect substitute for Bill Murray.
Yeah, just selling fucking real estate, little plots of land in the middle of the fucking desert, from a vending machine.
And then my number 1 is a movie that really got dicked over on its limited run, and then the distributor not getting that out to Blu-ray immediately. The first Slam Dunk, which is, yes, an animated movie, but also the best basketball movie I have ever seen. And yeah, I think this is the best basketball movie, and I love it. And once people are able to watch it, like legally or pirated, either, they should go do that. Going to you, Andrew.
No, I started the first one, so I think Ryan would start
your
this one
top
off.
10.
Yeah, you didn't list your top 10s.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
So my top 10, again, like, I don't know, maybe I should throw in some honorable mentions. Some of my honorable mentions would be The Boy and the Heron. I don't think I cared for it as much as you guys did. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Napoleon, a movie that I really wanted to like but didn't know that much. The last Indiana Jones movie, Archer, Into the Cold, kind of good send off to the character Archer, and then John Wick 4, my least favorite movie that I've seen this year. Just a fucking like boring movie, like a movie that is so full of action that it is just a snore fest. Like I don't know how to describe it. Maybe other people don't feel the same way. I hated that movie. That's my worst movie of the year.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to do my worst movie of the year. Can I sneak that in quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you are one of the people out there saying that Godzilla -1 is the best Godzilla movie, you are just showing your ass in public, you white guilt piece of shit. Oh, it's a foreign movie. Oh, it's a Godzilla movie about World War II? What? Is it? Oh, wow. The Japanese sure do feel bad about World War II. This is a powerful piece of media, but also a goddamn... No, you're ignoring the movie's blatant sexism, for one, and two, there are so many better examinations of Japan's role in World War II and the way that fits into their cultural zeitgeist than this Godzilla movie. And also, go watch Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the actual best Godzilla movie. You coward. You pretentious coward. Continue,
so
Major.
no, well, here I just want to take a quick aside to say that Rotten Tomato reviews matter a lot, right? Because like Barry season 4 getting really good on Rotten Tomatoes, that was a point in your corner, right? So if a movie say had a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, that probably mean it's a good movie, or is it a really bad movie? And sometimes Rotten Tomatoes isn't perfect and has flawed metrics sometimes. Just gonna throw that one, throw a little,
let's see,
little thingamajig in there.
Tomato meter. It's an awful lot of posers in there.
Yeah, 98% of the people reviewing this movie are posers. So, and a 98% of the audience, which, if I'm not mistaken, Barry season 4 was 81%. So, like, man.
All right,
a lot of white guilt posers in here. No, I think your review is probably legitimate, but I don't know, man. The problem with fucking Rotten Tomatoes is that it's just it's was it worth watching?
It's plus minus. It's not a grade.
Like I gave Barry season 4 a 6 out of 10, so that's probably a pass. Like, but I don't know, shouldn't be that good. But anyway, no, I just saw that it was really well reviewed, and I was like, I wonder if Lucas saw it. And now I have my answer. Lucas saw it.
What was your least favorite movie of the year?
I don't think I watched any bad movies, I'm gonna be honest. So like my honorable mentions were BS High, about the Bishop Sycamore football scandal, Super Mario Bros. Movie, Boy in the Heron. Oh no, I put Boy in the Heron on there. Glitch, The Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia, which I played HQ Trivia a lot, so I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't think it went deep enough. So I guess probably Glitch, Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia is my least favorite, but I don't know. It was good. It was worth watching, especially if you played HQ Trivia. It just didn't like go into depth really on anything. So
gotcha.
They were trying to be Fire Festival, but it didn't work out. It wasn't that good.
It wasn't really a gotcha with HQ Trivia. It was just kind of mismanaged and fizzled out. That happens with new tech.
Yep.
Andrew, your top 10 movies, though.
Top 10 movies. Kind of like I said earlier, I watched a bunch of these like recently. A couple of them that I watched did not end up making the list. But my number 10 movie is A Haunting in Venice. Just a fun watch, kind of like the Dungeons and Dragons movie that we talked about. It's a mashup of a horror, like an old school like horror movie, and like a whodunit. I mean, it's Hercule Poirot. It's Murder on the Orient Express. It's that guy. But what if it was a Halloween movie in Venice in a haunted house, and there's a murder mystery? Like, it's a lot of fun characters. It's like a fun whodunit, cool concept. I had a good time watching it. I think it's worth a watch. If you want to wait till next Halloween, fine, but it's a good time. My number 9 is Asteroid City, a movie that I did not enjoy as much as you guys. I did really like the last act. I'll give it that. I really enjoyed how the the story within a story within a story bled into each other, and that it wasn't just, they were talking about it. The actor, like, basically because of the actions he took outside of the production affected the story that was happening within the movie we were watching with those characters. I thought that was fun. I thought the performances were really good. I did not enjoy how Wes Anderson seemed to just try to execute on his stick so well instead of shtick. I meant to say shtick, not stick.
Execute on that stick, Wes Anderson.
Dude, that man executed on that stick.
Yeah, man. That's what the calling it.
Wes Anderson really tried to pull off a Wes Anderson movie instead of just making a good movie. I really like a lot of his other movies. I thought he kind of just went a little heavy-handed with this one, but like I did not hate it.
You got to check out the Henry Sugar shorts in that case. That is a tonic, I promise.
Next time I donate blood, I'll have Netflix again.
Hey.
My number 8 movie, a movie that I watched while donating blood, The Killer, David Fincher, a really good movie that I maybe knocked down a point because I was like, you couldn't make another season of Mindhunter because of this. Yeah, this is why we don't get Mindhunter. David, you fuck.
You fuck.
Yeah, good movie. David Fassbender pulls off probably the closest thing to an actual Hitman movie that we'll ever see. Like, I mean, I know they made Hitman movies, but they sucked. The Killer is a good movie. It's very David Fincher, very dark. A lot of like overtone monologue. And yeah, it's a pretty cool movie. Number 7, How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Ryan, I don't got to tell you why I put it at number 7. This movie made me feel good.
Yeah, this movie is like the most feel good crime movie
yeah
you'll
ever
ever see.
Want to watch a terrorist attack and pump your fist?
Yeah, root so unbelievably hard for the terrorists because you're a fucking filthy degenerate.
Yeah, like I like the only anxiety that I had in that, I mean, like it's a thriller, but like the biggest anxiety I had in that movie was, is this character gonna be a betrayer? And then it turns out that it, don't want to spoil it too much, it works out. I fucking loved that shit. That was awesome. Good time. Saltburn, not a good time. The
but
Killer,
higher ranked.
Saltburn, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, and The Killer are better movies than Dungeons and Dragons, which I have higher on the list. But Dungeons and Dragons was a more fun watch. Saltburn was a really good film. I enjoyed it. I thought about it a lot. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was thinking about Saltburn the night after I watched it. This movie is fucked. This movie is so uncomfortable, and not in like a graphic sort of like body horror way. Like, I don't know, maybe Lucas, you wouldn't care for it. Because there's not enough body horror.
Oh. Yeah. There is some body horror.
There are scenes that made me scream for like a couple minutes because the scenes really keep going. Like, I had heard about the bathtub scene going in, and I kind of thought, I was like, oh fuck, the bathtub scene. Is someone gonna get like raped? Is someone gonna get like brutally murdered? Is there gonna be, nope.
So much worse.
So much worse. And again, not in a graphic sort of way. You see this movie and you don't like think of it really as like horror, but it is horrifying. Really good. Like, excellent performances. The square aspect ratio, because it's 2007, is fucking cool. I saw a review of this movie that said it's a fun movie about college shenanigans. Like,
that reviewer is evil.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I saw that and I laughed so hard. Like, Lucas, give it a shot. Like, or did you watch it? You said you were going to, but
I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, give it a shot.
The way that I was describing it, because I was talking about it with coworkers today, was our first day back in the office, was like, those Family Guy cutaways where the whole bit is that the shot is still going, like him grabbing his knee and just like, inhaling deeply for like a minute straight. Like, that's the bit. There are, what would you say, 4 or 5 scenes in the movie where that's the horror, is that the scene is still fucking
stop.
going.
Yeah, the fact that some of these scenes, like, if these scenes were 5 seconds long, you would go like, oh, and then you'd get back into it. You go, oh, 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 oh God, and for a full minute, it's insane.
It doesn't let you breathe. I feel like most movies, they're very aware of like, oh, this was fucked up. Let's give the audience a chance to recover. And nope, this one will go right in. It'll go straight from the fucking maze scene to the lunch scene with the red curtains.
Yep.
and you're suffocating. You have no
You're like,
oxygen.
oh God.
It's over. It's great. Worth a watch.
Yeah. My number 5, D&D Honor Among Thieves. Don't really have to go into it too much. Just a fun watch. I enjoyed it a lot. I saw it twice. And when I saw it in theaters, kind of like you said, Ryan, everyone was fucking laughing their asses off. And it's a good time. It's a great movie. It's fun to watch. Maybe not like art, but like it's good. My number 4 is They Cloned Tyrone. Kind of a surprise for me. I thought I was just gonna like check this movie out and give it a shot. It is so funny. It like they execute on this weird shtick, kind of like one of the bits in Archer of you don't really know what time period this is because of the shit that is co-mingling. And it's a modern blaxploitation film where they really fucking execute. And not only is it hilarious, but like, it's got good shit to say. It's got really good performances, a lot of twists and turns. I had a really good time watching it. I think you guys would too. Number 3 for me is Across the Spider-Verse. Kind of like Ryan said, maybe it coasted a little bit off of the first movie, but I thought this one was good. I thought it was like a really good next stage in Miles's character. Obviously, the animation is still just amazing. And the fact that they can just get more Spider-Men in the movie is like, I mean, that was kind of the main fun aspect of the first movie is, oh my God, there's so many weird Spider-Men that I hadn't really thought of. There's 50 times more Spider-Men in this Spider-Man movie. Number 2, Barbie. Just, we've all kind of said it. It is such a good movie. It's fun to watch. It has a great message. It's an important movie. It's fucking hilarious. I feel sexist for always talking about how funny this movie is instead of the other aspects of it, but it is just so funny. And anyone that had issues with it, I feel like they would say, it's spreading radical feminism. They're trying to pussify men in America. But it was really funny. Like, I thought they'd at least have that to say, because that is just so universal. As this movie is so undeniably hilarious. And then it has everything else going for it. It's stylized. It's really fun to see. It's like, it's fun on your eyes, if that makes sense. Like, it's a good time. My number 1 movie, maybe the opposite of that. Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's not a fun on your eyes movie, but it is really, really good. And it's a movie probably made to like direct at me specifically, it like addressing a lot of my anxiety, and also just a really good character study. Does some cool stuff with the camera with the different time periods. Just like in a crazy like thing that happened in history that was like worth exploring. And Josh Peck set off the first nuke. Like, I don't know what more you could ask for.
That casting choice was for us specifically. Yeah,
those
Ryan,
are my top 10s.
Ryan, what is the number 10 voluntary viewing movie of 2023?
I'm gonna throw out Blackberry. I think everyone who was in all of our orbits, you guys have seen some clips and everything like that. I think that it's a movie that I'd be a little sad if it didn't end up on this list. And you know what? I think it deserves it. Like, it's some solid performances. Just a fun, like, I think, Lucas, you said you like The Social Network. Like, yeah, just imagine if The Social Network was not Harvard grads and instead dudes from Canada and really, really stupid because they're all just dinosaurs who don't realize that there's a meteor hurtling towards them at 1,000,000,000,000 miles per hour. And they just are trying to buy hockey teams while the meteor is like 100 feet away from making impact. It's pretty good. I like it.
I really want to see Blackberry in the lead up to recording this. It didn't shake out that way, but yeah, no. Blackberry number 10, I ship it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. Not that my vote matters, but
Hey, it matters in here, man. It matters in here. That is coming to me for number 9. Oh boy. If I don't get this one in here, I don't know if I ever will. As a treat, can I get the Venture Bros Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart in at number 9?
As a treat, huh? Here's the question.
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm sad, like in general, because the Venture Bros is a piece of media that has existed, that I've been aware of for as long as I have had consciousness and a perception of media and the world around me. And now it's over, and that sucks. And I would like to memorialize this show that has done so much for me. And also in the movie, we find out why the Monarch hates Doc Venture, and it is hilarious and petty and understandable, and I love it. I love this movie.
All right, I'll co-sign. I'll take it. I might need one favor in the rest of this thing, so I'm gonna go for it.
Fine.
To you, Andrew.
Shit. Trying to think what is more likely to make it onto the list. I'm gonna nominate a movie that I really want on the list. I don't know. Maybe I can't convince you guys. Hoping we're all pretty simpatico at this point, but I think They Clone Tyrone deserves to be on the list. I thought that movie was really, really good for a lot of the same reasons as Barbie. Not like obviously not the same scale, not the same message, but just like really executed on a style. Like it was fun to watch. It was really funny, great performances, and like is kind of an important movie.
I'll do it. A co-sign.
Yeah.
They Clone Tyrone. I got a lot of TV cred, so I'm gonna go ahead and pay some of that back.
That is back to you, Ryan, with an interesting opportunity here.
Interesting. I have an interesting opportunity.
I mean, there is some consensus on the number 7 movie for the year.
There is, but I think I want to go a different route because I want to make sure it ends up on the list. I'm going to go with Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Ooh,
yeah, I'm sure that one makes it.
I think it's kind of in the middle of where we all put it. So
it's kind of in the similar range. So we're gonna throw that one and make sure it makes it on the list.
It comes to me.
Lucas is always so fucking. You're always shooting for the stars with your proposals. You never play it safe, do you?
I mean, well, the thing is, for this category, I don't really need to, because I think the 4 movies that I think
the top couple of movies are going to be on our list. They're all in different spots, but
so this is where it gets. So I think you got. I don't want to pitch this one this low, but I'm pretty sure I can get a lower one and a higher spot on this list. The first Slam Dunk for number 6. Yes, it is an anime movie, but also it's the best movie of the year, and I think it's a real animated. It is a real contender for best animated movie at the Oscars. If people saw it, like I genuinely don't know what another better animated movie this year was. Wow. Getting a
I
no from
co-signed
Ryan.
9. If Andrew wants to throw it at 6, I'm
You
not
had
going to
said
explain,
you wanted to
but
see this, Andrew.
So, Lucas, let me ask you a question.
yeah.
What are you willing to do for me if I say yes?
I'll suck your
First-
dick.
That's no, that's
go in the wrong
not what
direction.
not what I'm looking for.
These
What are you
these
willing to do for
negative
me
value.
on the list?
I won't suck your dick.
Ooh,
Is that a
going the
is it
right
a
way.
threat? Like,
That's
is it
going the
you'll
right
suck my
direction.
dick unless I don't do this? No. What it like? Yeah, I would lean towards no. What if you're willing to make like an alliance, a concession? Maybe I'd say yeah.
Here's what I want to do, just as an exercise, Andrew. Why don't you count some of the consensus movies on your list
Yeah.
and see how many and which ones you're going to have to leave off if you say yes here, so that you can make a more informed decision about what happens if you say yes. That's all. That's all I want to do. It's a fun little exercise because we got 3 locked in. I would argue 4 locked in.
We have 6 spaces left.
Uh-huh.
If this is a yes, we'd have 5 spaces left.
Yep.
And we have 5 consensus movies left.
With all 5 of us. And then there's another one. No, what? Hold on. Oppenheimer, Barbie,
Yeah.
Asteroid City, Across the
the
Spider-Verse,
and
Saltburn, How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
Oh, that's 6.
So one of them is getting left off if you say yes, no matter what.
You're both
Ooh.
bumping How to Blow Up a Pipeline higher than you had it ranked previously.
Yeah,
Maybe
Which
not
I think
much.
goes against the spirit of the exercise.
We've done that with other shit.
Yeah.
And that goes against the spirit of the exercise.
You want
Didn't like
Adventure
everyone's
Bros.
number 5 movie win number 1 like a couple years ago? Wasn't that a whole debacle?
Yes, because you guys are pieces of shit.
All right. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna have to say no. I didn't see it. It's not personal, kid.
I think that would have been a great number 9.
Yeah,
And
I would have
you
voted
reached
for it
the
lower.
stars.
I think it would be too high. I mean this as a friend. I would have voted for it lower.
Okay.
Andrew's in Survivor they would call that jury management. Andrew's doing the like,
Hey man, I totally would
hey,
have
I
done
love
this.
you. You're my bro. Can't.
No choice here. Answer
I
died.
couldn't.
All right, then Andrew for the number 6 pick.
I guess the order doesn't really matter.
Matters in here.
I'm gonna vote for How to Blow Up a Pipeline
Yeah,
at number 6.
I want it on the list desperately.
Hey, Lucas, after Saltburn, you should watch this movie.
Yeah, you should definitely watch Saltburn and How to Blow Up a Pipeline. I would say both of you should watch Holdovers too. Like it's
I wanted to see it. I just didn't get around to it, unfortunately.
Rainy day where you're just kind of cozied up. Watch Holdovers.
Oh, we got a
Feel-
couple of
feel
those
good.
coming in LA.
Yeah, we do. It's gonna be good.
I think I can anticipate this pick, but Ryan, to you for number 5.
Yeah, Saltburn. Let's go.
Hey,
Let's get some salty boys. in
Barry
what we
Kogan's
want.
dick.
Yeah, his real dick, according
Yeah.
to various sources. Probably not, but you never know. Also, Barry Kogan hot.
Ooh.
Barry Kogan plays a slimy little grease ball for about 3/4 of the movie, and then he fucking hits you, and you're like, shit! Look at this dude.
Yeah,
God
Hot Barry
damn.
Kogan has been brought up to me several times since that movie being watched, and
Can't imagine why.
I don't know if it's because I'm straight or because he was such a slimy little greaseball, but I just can't. I can't, in good conscience, agree.
He was a slimy little grease ball, and to see him all of a sudden become respectable, hot young man rocking that tight polo, I don't know, man. It
Love
was
a good
impressive.
tight polo.
Yeah.
That guy's the Joker.
All right, so I see how this is likely to shake out over the next 4 spots. And I'm okay with it by and large. So I got to take this chance to shoot my shot. The Boy and the Heron for number 4.
Too high. I can't.
Yeah, it's too high. I
I
mean,
I kind of wanted it on the list. Like I thought it was worthy of a spot, but it was like I would have had to throw that out at 10 instead of Blackberry. I mean,
Yeah.
Holdovers is already getting steamrolled. Like No way.
I saw that movie last night. Jade really liked it. I did not. I didn't care for it really. I thought it was fine. I I really didn't care about any of the people. It kind of to me it felt kind of like a mashup of Miyazaki's like leftover story ideas. There was just a bunch of shit slammed in there together. Also, I hated the Heron. Like, not only did I hate Robert Pattinson's voice, but like the weird head coming out of the Heron did not like. Christian Bale's Japanese father with the voice of a New Jersey Italian threw me a lot.
Only in that one scene. He has like 3 other accents over the course of that movie.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah, exactly. The
You can't keep it
performances in that
consistent.
movie are weird. This is one of the most star-studded voice casts in a movie, and none of them really nailed it, in my opinion.
Robert Pattinson nailed.
No, I didn't like it. I did not like his Heron. No, it was weird.
Wow.
Your presence is requested.
Robert Pattinson, when did you get here?
Wow, a movie with 2 Batmen, and Andrew is like, no, thank you. Killing his inner child. Okay. All right, then, Andrew, what is your pick for number 4?
Number 4. I'm gonna say Asteroid City.
I can't in good conscience have that one under
low.
Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 2 spots lower.
Yeah,
that's too low.
I left Spider-Man off my list for Skinamarink. I gave up points because I was like,
why did you leave Spider-Man off your list then?
He's got integrity. I'm gonna give it to him. Hats off. He could have easily scored some easy points.
Not to do a cheap shot. Also, wasn't the production of Across the Spider-Verse kind of fraught? Didn't a lot of reporting come out about that?
They always are.
Yeah.
Every
movie that's
ever
been made is a bad environment. Like
every
stop watching
animated
movies.
movie is particularly bad. Yeah.
Fair. To you then, Ryan.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Lock it in.
Little Spidey boy and his best friend Jake Johnson, who's a Spidey man.
Hey. Spidey dad.
Oh yeah, he's a Spidey. He was one of my least favorite parts of that movie, honestly.
Yeah, a little tacked on. It felt.
Yeah, very very shoehorned in.
I'll give that aspect because it was like it's a follow up. It's a full circle from this first.
He's like, you made me want to be a dad.
And it's like, cool.
I knew you for 2 days, so I had a kid.
Also, I wanted a weird thing I noticed about that movie. I rewatched the first one on the plane to Mexico City earlier this year. A lot of the fights in the first ones are chases. Like the goal of the fight isn't to like beat up the bad guy; it's to get away from the bad guy.
That's fair.
And I kind of feel like Across the Spider-Verse learned the wrong lesson from that. Like their takeaway was, people love chase scenes and not, we got to make every fight interesting and not just, I gotta beat up this person. So yeah, that's straight observation. Again, though, good movie. Like looks fantastic. Not my jam.
Spider-Punk.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, good stuff.
Love Hobie. I can do a thing that I think will make most happy here. Barbie at number 3.
Yep. Sure. Works for me. Throw it on that list.
Once again, our weakness is an all white man podcast showing here. This one is for the girlies, and the fact that we can appreciate it.
It's not. It's for everybody. That's the thing. Is feminism is for everybody. Yeah. It's the patriarchy hurts everyone, not just women. Feminism is good for everybody, not just women.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, but the single, I assume, improvised line of, oh no, we still have the patriarchy. We're just a lot better at hiding it. All-time cinema line.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
Andrew Clark, number 2.
I mean, I guess Asteroid City. I mean, that's the only thing getting in there.
The consensus second best movie of the year.
I wish it wasn't quite as high, but I'm not, it's on my list. I'm not upset that it's on the list.
I just
think it's a little too high.
I
get the same points as you.
Yeah, we should probably work out like a weighted system.
Yeah.
If we want to make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah.
Ah,
All right. Then you know what number 1 is. Oppie
Oppie.
boy.
Oppie.
Oppie in his hat and his cowgirl in a meeting boardroom.
Yeah, that cowgirl jump scare is not something I expected.
Cowgirl Jump Scare is a great name for an indie band.
Yeah, Oppenheimer is a really interesting movie.
Yeah.
And it's a biopic. I know you love those.
Fucking can't get enough biopics.
Just want to eat
Favorite
them up.
thing. Yeah.
Oppenheimer, Weird, the Al Yankovic story, Walk the Line, Walk Hard, the
Walk
Dewey
Hard.
Cox story.
Yeah.
Love them all. Just love biopics, Morty. Yeah.
I'm good with this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid.
Really tight top 4. Yeah.
Do we need to go through it all at once?
We do. Voluntary Viewing's top 10 movies of 2023, starting with number 10, Blackberry, 9, Venture Bros, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart, thanks gang, 8, They Clone Tyrone, 7, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, 6, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, 5, Saltburn, 4, Across the Spider-Verse, 3, Barbie, 2, Asteroid City, and number 1, Oppenheimer. But
boy.
Critically, is Oppenheimer better than the reigning champ of voluntary viewing top movies, 2022's Nope?
Yes.
Yeah.
100% for me.
Yeah.
That's the first like no-brainer.
Those are
better.
Both very good movies, very different movies. Like they're trying to do different things. Oppenheimer's a better movie.
Ordinarily, I'd go with Nope, but if I recall, that one was only on there due to some shenanigans of 2021's top 10 movie being subpar, perhaps.
Yeah, what was 2021's best movie?
The Green Knight.
The Green Knight.
Yeah, we've had some weak ass number 1 movies. Oppenheimer's the first like strong number 1 movie in a while.
Yeah. The Green Knight was my number 3, Ryan's number 4, and wasn't even on Lucas's list and ended up being our number 1.
There you go.
Yeah, I think the lists so far today have been pretty, uncomplicated, uncontroversial.
All right. I'm happy to let other people check my math because there's been problems in the past. But let's say a preliminary, not final count. So far, we've got... Oh, wait, did we go through the top 10 movies in order?
We did, yes.
Okay. So far, we've got from TV shows, Ryan ended up with 53, Andrew ended up with 27, and Lucas ended up with 12. For movies... Andrew ended up with 52, Ryan ended up with 50, and Lucas ended up with 31. So we're going into the final category of video games with Ryan at 103, Andrew at 79, and Lucas at 43. But, and this is a big but, Lucas has 10 video games in his top 10 video games of 2023. Andrew has 6, and Ryan has only 3. So it's going to be a fucking race here with Ryan in a lead and Lucas in last, but everyone like about even in terms of how many video games they can possibly get on the list. So there you go.
Ever there were an opportunity for me to close the gap, here it is.
It's the time. Should we take a quick break or should we go?
Yeah,
I could pee. Yeah,
let's do that.
I'm back.
Hello.
And we're back with the Voluntary Viewing 2023 top 10s, moving into video games. It's my turn to start, and I apologize that I'm also going to be talking the longest to go over my top 10s.
You have twice as many games.
You have a full list. Yeah.
Wow, crazy. Who'd heard?
unprecedented. Coming in at number 10, Final Fantasy 16. I think that if Cyberpunk 2077 represents everything wrong with AAA video game production today on a technical level, Final Fantasy 16 does so on a storytelling level, on a cohesive level, because, well, there are some truly fantastic moments in the game. Like early on, you are in just a fantastic, like, serene farmland meadow with mountains in the distance and the ocean, and it's amazing. The music is just rancid and everything feels off and super uncanny because all of this resplendentness is built on the backs of slavery. Yeah, that is literally the best moment in the game I can think of, and none of the characters' actions make sense. They don't blend together in a way that makes any kind of human understanding of how people talk to each other, and even just how the world works, how the magic works. Like, there's a plot point where a dude gets his hands chopped off, but he's magic. And we saw later that people who are magic can just regrow limbs after they're cut off. And he doesn't do that ever. And nothing said that he couldn't. Yeah, no, don't like it. Number 9, Super Mario Wonder. Great game, fantastic platforming. I don't think a Mario game has ever looked better. But this is, again, running into the Mario issue where, hey, the best 2D Mario game is, like, admittedly, like, the first one most people have ever played. And also, yeah, I don't think anything is ever as innovative in, like, this kind of game design as the first Super Mario game. So, Number 8, Hi-Fi Rush. This is that action game that was also a rhythm game that was really cool. The main character is just a poser-ass piece of shit who's like, I want to be a rock star, but doesn't even know how to fucking play the guitar. Suck ass, motherfucker. Yeah, it's pretty good. Number 7, Slay the Princess. This is a horror game I played to be counter-programming for Christmas merriment. Pretty simple concept, pretty simple visual novel. You are a guy in the woods. The narrator tells you, hey, you got to go up to that cabin. There's a princess in the basement, and slay her. And then it just kind of unfolds from there. Is the narrator lying to you? Is the princess some kind of eldritch horror? Are you some kind of eldritch horror? Is there a route where the princess turns into a giant demon lady, and then you and she just fight each other to the death for all eternity? And that made me realize I kind of want that a little bit in a weird, perverse way. So, yeah, Slay the Princess.
I'm kind of into it.
I'm kind of into it. They had me with a version of the princess that was like a demon monster, but then I knew this was for me when there was a version of the princess that was a knife monster. Number 6, Fire Emblem Engage. Played this a lot at the top of the year. Really solid strategy game. I like the tone of this one so much more than Three Houses. Yeah, no, it's good. It's fun. It's campy. Number 5, Class of 09, The Re-Up. I played a couple of visual novels this year. This is the second best one. There's a line in this game where one character calls another character's dad gay for wanting to vote for John McCain over Obama.
I need to interject. Not really about this video game. When I saw that it was on your list earlier today, I looked up Class of 09.
Yeah.
I typed in Class of 09. Besides the video game, which was like 20 search results below like everything else that I found when I searched Class of 09.
Yeah.
There is a television show that came out, I think this year, called Class of 09 about like the FBI Academy. Completely unrelated, same name that came out this year.
That's why
or maybe last year. I'm not positive, but
no, this year. That's why I got to talk about the game. The SEO is competitive. Got to get the word out. Number 4, Paranormal Site, The 7 Mysteries of Hanjo. Best visual novel I played this year. I wrote about it for But Why, though. It is the best game that Square Enix put out this year. Fantastic, really tight, really directed. It makes a lot of interesting directorial decisions that really dial up the horror quite a bit. And I think I had said so previously. There is a detective duo in here who, in the midst of all of these spooky vibes, they just show up with a theme song that is reminiscent of Wheels and the Leg Man from American Dad, and I love them and this. Number 3, Baldur's Gate 3. Boy, what an achievement. Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards, Game of the Year. I don't know, that's accurate, but we could potentially disprove that over the course of talking about it in this podcast. Yeah, I got to Act 3. My warlock be warlocking. I don't know where you guys are at, so I can't get into spoilers at this point. But yeah, in Act 3. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Another crowning achievement in video games. I didn't think they could make a game better than Breath of the Wild. They made a game better than Breath of the Wild. And while this game didn't quite bring me to tears, boy, those 2 cutscenes with Zelda and spoilers turning into a dragon or back from a dragon. That is not fair that this game can emotionally manipulate me like that. And then number 1, with a bullet, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. This is a Lucas game. This is a game with giant robots that you can paint the colors of the bisexual pride flag and have them soaring into battle with not 2 shotguns like some outlets reported was an OP build, 4 shotguns, 4 bisexual giant robot shotguns, just wreck shit. And the whole thing is a metaphor for the dehumanization and exploitation inherent to capitalism, and how maybe through enough suffering, enough struggle, enough sacrifice, we can escape it for something greater. Is that Andrew next or Ryan?
It's Andrew.
Andrew.
It's me. I think that because I got my finger on the pulse of video games through people like Lucas who work in the industry, through Twitter that I'm increasingly using less and less. I know what's going on, so I didn't even need to play 10 games. So I'm gonna start at number 6, Lego Fortnite. Did you ever like Minecraft and say, that's too much? I want a little less, but with better graphics and also Fortnite for some reason. Well, then have I got a game for you. It's a surprisingly deep, like, crafter survival game that has no right or reason to exist, but it does, and it's really not bad. And I wouldn't be opposed to you guys downloading it so we can give it a try, because it might be kind of fun with friends.
You played the older Lego games, like at least one or 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
And this is not in the spirit of those whatsoever.
No, it is mostly Minecraft. Gonna be honest. Like,
okay.
That's definitely the blueprint that they were going for. Very dumbed down Minecraft.
All right.
But with Legos. Number 5, Dredge. Dredge is a game on the Nintendo Switch about what would happen if Stardew Valley took place on the high seas and was scary. It is like a really weird, unsettling, and cozy game at the same time, where at night you just fucking go crazy because of the shit going on in the chain of islands that you find yourself as a fisherman in, and you catch fish. Sometimes they are eldritch beings, and there's like magic shit going on that just reduces men to maddened puddles, and it's still somehow manages to be cozy, and it's fucking weird, and it's really good. And the fishing mechanic minigame and the dredging mechanic minigame, really good, fun, game to look at. I don't know. It's just really good time. I'm having a great time playing it. I've put like 30 hours into it. I like it a lot. Number 4, the Resident Evil 4 remake. Thank you, Lucas. This game kicks ass. Not only does it look really good, but it is so silly while also being scary, and you just roundhouse kick motherfuckers for no reason. Because we played the Resident Evil 2 remake earlier this year where you play as Leon Kennedy, and that is a slow, horrifying game where you are at a disadvantage at every single moment. In this game, I feel like a fucking mercenary. Like, I am running around, blowing shit up, slicing my way through enemies. It is awesome. And it is still also scary and has like resource management, but just not to the same degree. Like they increase the fun factor without getting rid of any of the shit that makes it Resident Evil. So it's a good time. Jade and I are having a great time playing it.
My boy parrying those chainsaws.
Yeah, Leon Kennedy is a dumbass. He's a himbo. Leon Kennedy is a himbo. And yeah, he can parry a chainsaw with a knife. Number 3, Jedi Survivor. I fell for some viral marketing and got the free version of Jedi Knight Fallen Order because of PlayStation releasing the game for free like a month before the sequel came out. I fucking fell for it. I really liked that game. I bought the sequel. Unfortunately, I didn't play it for like a month because I got Legend of Zelda early, and so I missed the first month of the game being out, which is apparently it was broken. I don't know that for sure. Apparently it was broken when it launched and then got fixed by the time I played it. But this is a really good game. It's a surprisingly deep, like Souls-like format game with a ton of different customization options and how you play it. It really does make you feel like a Jedi at the risk of sounding like an IGN reviewer. You feel like you are a badass with force powers. It is fun to play. They don't get rid of any of the shit you learned in the first game. You just start with all of that, which I think is a fun mechanic. Yeah, and you get to customize your lightsaber to an insane degree, which just makes nerds go happy. But yeah, it's really fun. The characters are great. I care about everyone. Again, this game made me fucking cry. I wasn't expecting that. Just in the middle of the game, it's like, oh, I'm crying. This isn't allowed. What the fuck is wrong with me playing the Star Wars game and crying? But it does that. It's a good game. Number 2, Baldur's Gate 3, a game I didn't think I was going to play and kind of got peer pressured into buying. Really glad that I did. It's so much different than anything else I've played. It's cool. It's fun to play with friends. Haven't really played it on my own. I don't see the point. But yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a video game. It's got fun characters and wacky shit going on. It's great. Number 1, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Lucas, you said it. Didn't think they could make a game really better than Breath of the Wild. And they just did.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot better, actually. It's like improves everything and adds so much more deep shit. And yeah, the story is actually good. And like, I think that was probably the most surprising part of this, but it is the perfect video game. It's kind of unbelievable. That's my list.
I don't think there's anything disputable in here, thankfully. All right, yeah, going to you, Ryan.
Yeah, you all ready for the fucking showstopper?
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah. I don't even need 10 spots, man, because I just got the 3 best games of 2023 locked in at 1, 2, and 3. Starting, of course, with number 3, the 3rd best game of 2023, EAFC 24, formerly known as the FIFA franchise. What if there was soccer, but women were an ultimate team, and there was a bunch of shitty misogynists.
What a concept.
Yeah, a bunch of shitty misogynists were like, hey, I don't want to play with women. That's not very realistic. As they played with literal dead people. And then they were like, hey, fuck you, misogynists. We're going to put women in the game, and we're going to make them better because fuck you. Like, as a general rule of thumb, the women are usually a little better than the men because they're quicker and more agile, which is fucking lit. So, yeah, EAFC 24. Not a great game. It's FIFA. They don't nail it. It's EA, but like that's pretty cool. I like playing with women and grittying on fucking sexist pieces of shit with Megan Rapinoe, who's like their fucking Satan. It's amazing. I love it. Number 2, we got Hogwarts Legacy. Probably the first game that's actually good and probably could go on this list. Like, just I get it, Everyone hates J.K. Rowling, as they should, but it's a good game. Great characters. Fucking unbelievably like accurate to the book. Some of my favorite little weird corners of TikTok is people exploring the map in Hogwarts Legacy using the book. Like they'll literally be reading passages from the book and walking through like a section of Hogwarts, like as the passage goes on to describe the part that they're going through in the book. Like it's fucking 1-to-1. Like the amount of care and dedication put into crafting this world, as someone who's not even a Harry Potter fan and has only seen the movies like once or twice, like it's fucking impressive. And like, look, is the game perfect? No, but like, man, for that alone, to have that much of just a world that is completely faithful to these beloved pieces of children's material, goddamn, belongs on my list. Of course it would go on there no matter what. Number 1, Baldur's Gate 3. Goddamn, what a concept. Just what if we made Dungeons and Dragons a video game and let you play multiplayer with all your friends and just dick around with a staggeringly customizable experience that I don't know when it will be equaled in terms of scope. Like it's setting the bar almost too high for that type of game, I feel like, moving forward. So I'm curious to see what the gaming industry's answer is going to be for Baldur's Gate 3, because man, if that's the new standard, they got a long ways to go to make some shit up. So yeah, that's my list.
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. So this comes to me to kick things off, and I am kind of unsure of how to do this. What is the best hand to play here, to writer? I don't know. Super Mario Wonder should probably be number 10, right? This is a Mario game. That means something, damn it.
From the reviews I've seen, that seems almost insulting to Super Mario Wonder.
I didn't.
I look. I don't know. I'm honestly like I'm leaning higher on Super Mario Wonder.
I'd give it to you. Like, yeah. I mean, okay. Seems fair.
I say no. Should have been higher. Oh well.
All right. Hey, if this were a 3D Mario, if this was Super Mario Odyssey 2, tippy top. On the way to the tippity fucking top, but yeah, it was fine. People hate on the talking plant too much. It's fine.
It's a fucking video game.
Yeah,
calm down.
Call it Mario game. Come on.
Yeah,
the piranha plants sing. I like that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The turrets sing in Portal.
Oh, going to you, Andrew.
I wanted to say Armored Core, but I don't want to insult you, Lucas. I thought, I'll do something nice for Lucas and put it on the list. And you know what? Doesn't seem high enough. You seem to really like this game. That's not high enough. So I'm going to say Hogwarts Legacy for number 9. A game that maybe isn't my cup of tea. Maybe has some residuals going to someone that I don't like. But Ryan seems to care about the game, so I think it deserves to be on the list.
Yay. Put it on the list.
I'm making a pointed stand against this as I copy paste it. But here we are.
It's a good game. Bad people make some money off of it, but that's capitalism, baby.
Actually, that's probably true. Some bad person made some amount of money from everything we've talked about
top
today.
10s.
Yeah.
TV shows, movies, and games. This bad person just happens to be weirdly vocal about it, and is in an audience of people that aren't receptive to that. Like her fans hate that.
Yeah, Harry Potter fans definitely have a higher percentage of like gay people than the general populace.
Right. Then Rick and Morty fans.
Yes.
Like there's bad people who make money off of Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty fans don't raise as much of a fuss about it as Harry Potter fans. All right, it's to me.
You're in an interesting spot.
I don't have any left that can go, so I'm gonna go with the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Whoa,
I'll sign off on that.
That seems kind of low.
All right, it's on there.
Lucas, you purchased this video game. You spent your money on this. You're gonna let it be that low?
For your wedding, as the best man. But yeah, I am. You know what? Andrew? I've decided I'm a Silent Hill guy. That means I got a beef with Resident Evil stuff. I think
those fans are usually the same.
No,
they hate each other, man. God damn. The Silent Hill stands and the Resident Evil fanboys. No way.
People picked a side in the 90s, and now it's like, hey, you Resident Evil guy, you can't sit at the cool Silent Hill table at lunch. Or if you do, if this is one of those memes where it's like, which table at lunch are you sitting at? Silent Hill fans making the Resident Evil fans sit on the floor.
Sit on the floor.
Resident Evil, like, far and away a more successful franchise.
Listen, in the year 2023, yes, but in the aughts.
But in 1999, who knows?
Anything went.
Okay. It's getting tricky for me. Got to make some considerations, some condolences. God, is Slay the Princess just like catering to a couple of my very specific kinks enough to earn it a spot on the top 10 list?
Well, I think I just made my decision about that video game.
Like it makes it
I didn't really have an opinion, but now I do.
You know what? Fire Emblem Engage for number 7.
Sure.
I'll say yes. Who am I?
Yeah.
I've heard positive things.
They've all come from Lucas, but
I've seen some stuff. It got some noms.
I think it won Best Strategy Game at the Game Award. Yeah.
Did pretty well.
Some
good reviews.
Some good JRPG stuff. I know we're not supposed to say that anymore, but this is a JRPG-ass JRPG.
You're not supposed to say that anymore?
Yeah, no, there was a whole thing last year about like Japanese developers consider it a problematic term. And so it's like, well, if the people it's ascribed to don't like it, you're not supposed to use it, but also that is the best descriptor of what
there's no other
term.
Like I kind of agree with them. Like I don't think that should be the term, but I don't think there
RPG.
Is a different one.
Like they just want it to be considered an RPG, like any RPG.
Yeah,
but like they come up with their own subgenre.
Like is turn-based RPG like a better term?
Right.
Like
that has its own implications. Though,
exactly, it's too general, but it's a little more specific.
Turn-based strategy game, but that's
also
not
its own
great
thing
on my tongue. Yeah,
like JRPG is a specific thing that we all know what it is.
Yeah,
that kind of maybe just needs a different name.
No, hey, listen, Fire Emblem Engage. A bunch of hot teenagers overcome their differences to kill God. That's what a JRPG is.
Through the power of friendship, I'm guessing.
Oh, buddy, through the power of friendship, through time and space.
Damn, that is a JRPG.
What's that Christopher Nolan movie we always rag on, despite it being fairly good?
Interstellar.
Straight up Interstellar.
You're the only one that rags on it. That thing we all hate.
Equally. Andrew, what's number 6?
I I don't know how much sway I'm going to have with you guys higher up on the list because I kind of think that they all, except for maybe Lego Fortnite, no, not maybe, Lego Fortnite doesn't deserve to be on the list, obviously, but I think that the rest of them kind of do, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them all on the list. So I'm going to say Jedi Survivor and just like guarantee that gets on here.
I am okay with
Do
that
it.
coming in at number 6. Yeah.
Paying it back.
Andrew, interesting question for you. I've heard that game is vaguely Souls-like after getting almost to the end of Elden Ring. Like, do you agree with that? Is this like a better?
That's the first thing I said about it when I talked about
so
the
it's a
game.
roguelite.
I mean, do you
Yeah.
like this game's approach like Souls-like design more so than the people who invented it, I guess?
I mean, it's way more accessible.
Yeah.
And like, I think the thing with, I mean, Elden Ring's the only other Souls-like game that I've played. So it's kind of like, guy who's only seen one movie and it's Boss Baby, seeing any other movie. This gives me Boss Baby vibes.
Mhm.
But like, Elden Ring, and from what I can tell from that, the other like mainline FromSoft Souls-like games are a little too repetitive in that like you can do two things. You can walk forward and you can do this crazy combat.
Yeah.
Which is, pretty reductive, but Jedi Survivor has like Metroidvania shit
Mhm.
and platforming shit and like, a deep character driven story, whereas like FromSoft games don't really have that. So like, is it as good of a Souls-like game as Elden Ring? No, but it's 1,000% more enjoyable of a video game. Like it's more of a fun time.
Okay.
Like
No,
that's my take on it.
No, that is totally fair. And I think like the broad consensus would agree with you that right up until Elden Ring and like its embrace of open world mechanics, derisively for me in particular. But yeah, no, it was correct of Jedi Survivor to lead into the Metroidvania part of that formula because boy, especially early ones of those, like in Demon Souls, if you get stuck on a boss, there's nothing else to do besides die to that boss until you don't.
Yeah.
Cool. Ryan, what is your pick for number 5?
I want to nominate games that aren't on any of our list, but I can't, I don't think. So
No.
therefore, just after looking through all of Lucas's list, I'm gonna go out and throw Hi-Fi Rush. I saw good things. It was consistently in people's top 10, top 20 when I was doing research before this. I know it's weird to have a game that was at number 8 on one person's list and not on the other two's at number 5, but I don't know how else to do this without Slay the Princess. So that's that.
Valid. I mean, if you don't want to give it the class of '09, even though I think you would appreciate the South Park style of that writing. Yeah, no, Hi-Fi Rush is probably the most like broadly, it's innovative, but the most people outside of like the two big ones on this list that everyone played for me, people get into Hi-Fi Rush. I can approve that one. Yeah. And then back to me if I know what the top 3 are going to be. The question is just in what order will they be on here? But before then, I'd like to nominate Paranormal Site for number 4.
I'll do it. I'll second. It looks good. It's got good reviews. People like it. I haven't seen it, but people like it.
One
People
of those
like
reviews
Barry.
is from Lucas. Put my thumb on the scale on this one.
Wow. This is one review. 5 stars. I'm like, shit. Look at this.
Actually, that was a part of the decision making of why Paranormal Site is higher than Class of '09. The Class of '09 people are trying to expand it out, and to do that, they like cited pretty heavily an outlet that might have been responsible for Gamergate to get the word out about how good it is. And Paranormal Site didn't do that, so Paranormal Site is better. Andrew, what is number 3?
I'm gonna say Baldur's Gate. 3.
What?
That's Lucas's number 3. Lucas, that is your number 3.
That is
Why-
my number 3.
Why would you do that though?
You know why.
I'm saying no.
I mean,
How far-
look, it's a top 3 video game. It's a top 2
Andrew, do
video
you
game
realize what
for
you're
me.
doing?
but-
If you've pressed the nuclear button. So
Yeah, I know what I'm
okay.
doing.
all right.
Andrew, how far are you guys in Baldur's Gate 3?
Our party has not progressed much
We haven't
lately.
gone in a while. But we were about to wrap up Act 2.
I
Yeah,
Get
we're
ready to
like
move into
at
Act
the
3.
end. Yeah.
Without giving anything away, let me tell you, Act 3 is a little
Bloated.
the opposite, a little linear. A little. There is one particular quest featuring a return of everyone's favorite hag. That's like, hey, if you want the best version of this to play out, there's only one way you can reach that conclusion, and that's a little frustrating after the openness of Acts 1 and 2. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to finish Baldur's Gate, like my campaign of Baldur's Gate 3, maybe the one we're doing together, but I'm fine with that at number 3. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ryan.
No, look. And now Andrew gets to lay in the bed that he's made. Because number 2 is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And you know what number 1's gonna be, Andrew?
I know what I did.
Okay. I hope you did some math.
Some quick maths.
Yes. 2 + 2 = quick math.
Listen, if there are more shotguns in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
You could probably make a functioning
Yeah.
shotgun.
Yeah.
in that game.
Wait.
You could, yeah, think about this, Lucas. You could probably make an auto-loading shell, like, loading shotgun, like, to scale in
Oh.
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
But no, yeah, that is the second best game to come out last year. Like, it's not my fault, gang. It's
No,
not
it's
Lucas
not.
the writer's fault that the
Mm-mm.
best game of 2023 was a Lucas the writer ass game.
I was gonna say, hold on, there is another option that could be really
Nope.
funny.
There is
Could be really funny.
I'd like to formally
You
nominate.
did
Yeah,
this,
Armored-
Andrew.
No,
There
it's
is no other
not for
option.
me. I'm just saying there is
You
another option
chose
that
to
would be
do
really
this by
funny.
putting Baldur's Gate at 3. There was only one other option after you put Baldur's Gate at 3. So this
The
was
Lucas-
you.
The Lucas the Writer Coalition formally nominates Armored Core 6 for number 1.
I second that.
Hey!
No, I was second.
No,
Nah,
I was
not.
second. You were
It was
third.
not.
that's not.
I did
Ryan's
this.
a bandwagoner. I've always loved Armored Core.
Oh, it's lovely.
And the one thing I'll say about it is votes are tallied. Yeah, no, I feel like video game production will hopefully trend in the direction of titles like Armored Core 6 in the future that are very like, hey, this is of a genre, of a mold, but also it can be made on a sustainable budget and on a sustainable timetable. And yeah, no, it's cool. And also, like, that team came together so precisely on this one that a small part of me believes that they only made Elden Ring so that they could have the money, get the approval to make another Armored Core, because it's good, and that team is very obviously freaks about it. As the votes are tallied, though, as the scores are tallied, though, to run through Voluntary Viewing's top 10 video games of 2023, number 10, Super Mario Wonder, 9, Hogwarts Legacy, 8, Resident Evil 4 Remake, 7, Fire Emblem Engage, 6, Jedi Survivor, 5, Hi-Fi Rush, 4, Paranormal Sight, The Seven Mysteries of Hanjo, 3, Baldur's Gate 3, 2, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and number 1 with a bullet, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Is Armored Core 6 a better game than Elden Ring, last year's reigning video game champ?
Only you can say that, Lucas.
I think no, but I don't know. Again, cultural impact and other.
I think it's
other
amazing
things.
that both of them are from that same development studio. And it should be acknowledged that it's incredible that they put out 2 amazing games back to back year after year. But I'd say that it's better. But I'm just realizing I don't like the open world design to story structure in video games. So this is tied for best, and we can leave it to 2024, end of year 2024, Lucas, Andrew, and Ryan to figure that one out.
Let's be honest, probably Lucas. What are the big games coming out in 2024?
There aren't a lot.
Yeah,
I know.
2025 is gonna have GTA 6. That's gonna be mine that I'm gonna throw out there. But
yeah,
2024, I don't know, man.
I was looking ahead as I was making my, want to watch list for 2024. I didn't see a single fucking video game other than Hades 2.
Damn.
Oh, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that'll probably be up there.
New Final Fantasy VII, that will be deeply frustrating for me, I'm sure. Yeah, no new Pokemon announced. I don't know. Video games are dead next year, which with how many layoffs there have been in that industry, maybe that's appropriate.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
All right, where are we? Did
we go through our top 10 for video games? Do we need to do that?
Oh yeah,
no, we ran them down.
Read the list.
Who's got it? Me?
Oh no, I did that already.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
All right. I missed it. I was tallying.
Yeah.
No.
Same.
Ryan.
All right.
That would be.
Hey, if we're going by my count, I don't know if Andrew has done a full recount considering past events, but the preliminary numbers at least, Andrew can confirm if he wants. We have Lucas at third with 87 points.
Not surprising.
Yeah. We had really fell behind in TV shows. We have Andrew at second. Wait, how did that turn into 140? What the fuck?
What?
Who did this?
Who did what?
Oh, I see what happened. Nope. There was a formula in here.
I started adding shit. Yeah.
Yep. There's a formula in here. You're good. Nope, that's wrong too. What the fuck? I had an Excel formula going.
I didn't know you had a formula plugged in there.
It's three cells. You can do the math in your head more quickly.
Yeah, I could. All right.
It's 113.
Yeah,
we can add that pretty easily.
Yep. We have Andrew in second place with 104. And then we have Ryan potentially taking home a victory with 113 with 3 games.
Hey,
I'll take it.
I got top 3 in games exactly how I wanted it to.
You got your top 4 in games.
Oh,
exactly how you wanted it to. I got the top 4 movies exactly how I wanted it to. So I'll take that. And then obviously TV went my way, which I'm happy with for once. And I don't know how the movies shook out the way they did because I did not fight very hard. I think I just watched a lot of the same movies as you guys.
Yeah.
And then games just did not matter.
Yeah. When we were going through games, I knew that there was a shot I had at winning just because like Ryan, you pulled so far ahead in the TV shows.
Yeah.
And it would have required me getting both Dredge and like Resident Evil 4 fairly high up, which I saw you tactfully replaced with Lucas's games, and I knew it was over. So I just kind of
put your games on there, and then it was like, well, where does Dredge go? And then it was like, oh, we kind of got to take Lucas's games at a certain point. And then you threw Baldur's Gate on at number 3.
Yeah,
that was a nice chance for Armored Core to go 3, Baldur's Gate, and then you guys could get your Tears of the Kingdom at number 1, but nope.
I just did that because I knew it would upset you.
I get everything I want because of that.
Yeah, now Lucas got to be the sole decider for Armored Core 6 versus Elden Ring.
Yeah, next year we'll have some fucking video game that came out of nowhere, or I don't know, maybe it'll just be Lucas debating with himself about some Final Fantasy game while neither of us played really anything, and he'll say, was this video game better than Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon?
Was Hoonie Pop 9 better than Armored Core Fires of Rubicon or fucking Elden Ring?
You saying that reminded me that I don't think those people are making another game. I'm not sure what happened to them.
Oh,
it's weird.
They're probably in prison, Lucas.
No, that's the Yandere Simulator people.
Was the Yandere Sim guy a criminal, or was he just a maniac?
You're asking the
4K
wrong
no-toes.
person, man. Yeah, you're in that industry. You don't keep
oh.
up with them.
Hey, Donkey's Animal Well comes out this year. We might all check that out.
Yeah, probably not.
Wow.
I got limited video game time. I play games with my friends or FIFA. And I'm getting a new puppy, so
Oh.
probably even less.
Yeah.
At
Oh
least
yeah, by
short
the way,
term.
the Yandere Simulator guy is a groomer. He's
Yeah,
just
I just saw that.
he's a pedo. Like
Yep. Following the allegations of Yandere Dev grooming a minor after evidence surfaced, all the people left the project.
in a allegation that shocked probably 0 people.
Literally no one.
You gotta love it when you enter into Google the person's moniker, and then the top autofill is apology, and the second one, grooming. Jesus Christ.
Shocking.
Yeah, no, I'm going through games of this year, and two of them, maybe, three I'll check out. But that's next/this year's problem. This has been the Voluntary Viewing 2023 Top 10s. I very much hope you enjoyed listening to us battle it out at the end of the year. And I think you'll all agree that we all came out stronger for it. Battered and bruised, but that will heal and make us stronger and get us ready to do this again next year. And also fight the hordes of people who will disagree with this and try to assert that their own wrong lists are better. They are not. They are not.
We didn't have Spider-Man 2 on the list.
Eh.
One of us had to play it. That's all.
No.
Couldn't happen.
No.
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 No, well.
All right.
TV and movies, I stand by.
Don't have a firm date for when we'll do another one of these. My folks are in town next weekend, so that's a little tricky. So I imagine, next Voluntary Viewing Podcast. First Voluntary Viewing Podcast of 2024. What a fake ass year name. Probably coming, I don't know, middle of the month. Back third of the month. I don't know. Thank you for joining. Goodbye. Good luck in the new year.